We're on the air. We're live. How's everybody doing tonight? So we... It's actually kind of weird. Image looks better in the actual Hangout than on the feed. So hello everybody who's here. It says there's 3 viewers now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tina's here. I see your name in the chat. There you are. How you doing, Tina? So just thought I'd do something a little different this time rather than just doing a live stream. I thought I'd set it up if anybody wanted to come up on the panel and hang out, we could do that. Or you guys can talk in the chat. Both work just as well. Everything works fine either way. Oh, you got my message? Okay, cool. Cool. I know some people have missed some of the panels that some of us used to do on almost a weekly basis. And I know everybody has a bunch of different things going on, so I just figured I might as well set it up and see who shows up. Go fishing and talk about some things and stuff, and just not bad stuff, just, you know, good stuff. Ask how people are doing, if they're surviving the summer swelter, if they're excited for fall. Picture's blurry. Yeah, I know, it's our Wi-Fi. Let me see if I can fix it in. Okay, let me try this. Still probably gonna be bad. You ready for fall? Try doing this. Let me close out some of the things that I have here. Okay. Let me open this. I was testing this thing out last night, and the image looked really good, and then now it's probably some of our neighbors using up the bandwidth of the neighborhood playing video games or something. Let's see how we're looking here. It's a little fuzzy. It's better. Hello, Red. How's it going? It is better now? Okay. I'm adjusting the quality to make it look better. Hey, Ninja Greg, what's up? Just thought we'd all come on and just hang out and just talk and see what's going on. See how everybody's summer's going so far. If you're beyond ready for it to be over with. I know Mrs. Wombats been ready for it to be over with before it even started. It's like, it's not that enjoyable. Some people think it's great, but some people think it's, other people are excited about fall, change of season coming up, all the holidays that seem to come right away and stuff. So sometimes holidays are harder for others than, so. Speaking of holidays, what was your favorite? Your internet's been going horrible too. Yeah, our internet's just kind of wacky. Summer sucks. So, what was your favorite holiday as a kid? I know some people like New Year's Day because they get to stay up past their bedtime. Some people like Valentine's Day because you get all the candy hearts from your friends. Halloween, you like to decorate. Okay, Red. Sleeping in. That's your favorite part of the holiday. You don't care what it is, just as long as you get to sleep in. Was that both as a kid or now as an adult? Or are you just talking about now as an adult, right? Sleeping in. Sometimes sleeping in is nice. It's hard to do. Yep. Yep, on both accounts, probably. Both, yep. Yep. When you're adult, holidays come and you're like, all right, I got the day off work. I can relax. I can take it easy. I can do whatever I want to do. As a kid, sometimes it seems like you get more excited. As an adult, like with Christmas time, you think of all the stress of all the demands that are put on you. But as a kid, you're like excited about what you're going to get. You're out of school and what you're going to get is like all you're focusing on pretty much. That's like, sometimes there's a lot of adults that think that way too. They just focus on getting out of work or school and what they're going to get. It's true, right? Am I right or am I right? People just, yeah, it's hard when your parents are gone. Yeah. If there's no responsibilities, you can enjoy the holiday. But, when you have other people that are putting demands on you and stuff, it can be stressful. Seems like the most accidents and things that it's all right. I know you've been having some times where you haven't been sleeping and stuff. So no worries, Tina. It's all good. It's all love, man. We know you're good. Eating at Thanksgiving is fun. Yeah. 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 It depends. Some people really love the turkey. And then we've got some people in our family that hate turkey. Mrs. Wombat wishes turkey was around all year round. So she would love to just have turkey. And then other people go, oh, I don't like turkey. I'd rather have ham or something. So it's just a preference that people have. So turkey is dry. Frying the turkey, okay, yeah. But just some people, it's just like, nope, I ain't doing the turkey. But then Mrs. Wombat, she loves the turkey and looks forward to that and the stuffing. And then other people, a lot of people I've heard talk about the whole Thanksgiving meal is the turkey's just kind of pizza instead of turkey. They're like the turkey's just kind of more of a centerpiece, but thought of as a side dish, and everybody loads up on what should be the sides. And everybody has their like favorite. What's your favorite side dish that goes with like say Thanksgiving or Christmas? Some people I know like the green beans or the sweet potatoes. Hello, Tammy. How you doing? Mashed potatoes. Okay, eggnog. That's Christmas. I guess you could get it around Thanksgiving. I've never really been shopping for it, but hey, if you like eggnog, more power to you. More power to you. Broccoli and cauliflower casserole. All right. Doing good. We're just talking about what was your favorite holiday as a kid or an adult, and then we switched over to talking about Thanksgiving meals. I guess it's around dinner time for some people, and food's on the mind. So some people like turkey, some people don't. Homemade biscuits, yeah, yeah. Anything, anything that's homemade is usually pretty good. If people take their time and focus on what they're doing, it's usually that homemade touch is nice. But if the person doesn't know what they're doing, it could just spell disaster. Oyster dressing. What do the oysters wear? What are they dressed in? Like tuxedos and ball gowns? That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. Homemade banana pudding. Okay, Tina's all, I'm hungry now. Everybody's getting just thinking about that. Everybody's just like drooling and salivating. I can't wait. I can't wait. Right? Right? Everybody's just like ready to go. Everybody's like, oh, I can't be here. I gotta wait. How long? It's just around the corner. Hello, Bunny. How are you? Yeah, Thanksgiving. We were just mentioning what is your favorite holiday, both as a kid and or as an adult, and then we talked about the Thanksgiving spread. So, now everybody's getting hungry. We've been talking about homemade stuff, and and it's like, again, like I said, some people like the turkey, some people don't. Some people might do pizza. Oh, turducken, nice, 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 nice. I know I've always wanted to try a turducken, but I knew that there's a lot of work. If they don't have, if you don't have the tortillas, you like Thanksgiving? All right. Yeah, most people like Thanksgiving. Yeah. So that is true. That is true. You eat, you get fat. You don't spend money on gifts. So yeah, we've got family members that it's funny. It's like, and I'm sure you guys too, that they'll eat a bunch of Thanksgiving so much where they can barely move, and they're like, "Oh, I shouldn't eat so much." And then somebody goes, "Hello, Karen, how are you?" And somebody goes, "Hey, who wants pie?" And right after they just said, "Oh, I can't eat another thing." "Oh, pie!" And they usually go have a couple slices of the different kinds of pies or anything that are there. It's just like, but you just never mind. So, am I the only one who has people that do that? Hasn't changed. Usually there's some pretty standard things that kind of go with Thanksgiving, and it's kind of just expected. Sometimes there might be tweaks or variations or improvements, but for the most part, it's just pretty consistent. You're traveling, listening, cool. All right. You well, hopefully you get to where you're going safe and sound, and enjoy the drive or travel, whether you're going by plane, boat, car, whatever. Hopefully you're enjoying your trip. Yeah, there's certain things, like I was saying, that go with Thanksgiving that, sometimes people have just turkey as the main entree, then you have the other side dishes. Sometimes people do turkey and a ham. Some Mrs. Wombats relatives love ham. Everybody, yeah, exactly. Everybody, some people just want ham, they won't want turkey, and other people decide that they're just going to eat stuffing because that year, for whatever reason, they saw the latest PBS documentary and they're vegans. So they're going to eat stuffing, but later they're going to go to one of the fast food places and get a hamburger because they want to be vegan, they want to do their part and be conscious, but the willpower is lacking a little bit. That caused a conflict, really? Wow, that actually sounds really good with the pecan crust. Wow, that sounds a lot better. Sometimes the marshmallows can, it depends. If you do it right, the marshmallows add to it. Sometimes it just makes it like super over the top sweet. It just it just depends. But hopefully there's no brawls over that. How dare you? Where's my marshmallows? Oh, you just never know. You just never know what people can do. But that sounds really good. That sounds really good. Yeah. Yeah. I help out. I started making scratch potatoes last year, maybe the year before. I don't even remember now. Because it is really just easier to, get them already made or whatever. But I started making some and trying to do some other stuff, and it's been good. What just happened? I'm getting used to Hangout things. I'm kicking myself from screen to screen, and I'm in my Google window, and then I've got the chat open on the side, and then I bump the mouse. So, new computer, it's all messed up. Can't do nothing with it. You get candied pecans, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Oh, you didn't say cinnamon, but I'm thinking every time I see brown sugar, for whatever reason, I think cinnamon has to go with it. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things. But yeah, that's good stuff. So we were talking before we started talking about Thanksgiving about people being excited that fall's coming, or are you kind of sad that summer is slowly coming to an end? Funny kid stuff. Need to switch account. Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, I was surfing online earlier, looking at different things and stuff. And you guys might have come across some of these, but there is a whole list of things where they're talking about kids taking tests and just some of the silly answers they came up with. And you've probably seen them on Twitter. Summer is horrible. Yeah, a lot of people hate the summer. Everybody's like, nope, I'm done with it. Fall cannot get here soon enough. I'm glad Walmart and everybody's bringing out all the pumpkin spice candles and scarecrows and everything else. So anyways, there was some certain tests that they were asking kids. And these are kids of varying ages and stuff. And I was just really surprised by their responses that they're giving. One of the questions was, you're out on the playground, you fall and you hurt your knee. What do you do? And one of the kids answered, get up and deal with it. Just, it's like basically just deal with it. He's already, I'm assuming it's a he, but this child is already knowing that life is not fair. So rather than going to Starbucks to whine with their friends about it, he's just saying, get up and deal with it. Walk it off. Another kid was, they had this thing that says, at home, I earn money by, and I think the teacher is wanting them to write whatever their chore might be, like washing the dog, doing dishes, whatever would generate themselves some type of allowance. This kid, his name is Frankie. He says, I don't. I'm a freeloader. Yeah, that kid, he's heard somebody say it before. And then another one was a Spanish test, and it had all these phrases, and you're supposed to convert them into Spanish. And it says, use the following commands to tell your sister what to do. And there's like about 10 questions and stuff. And this kid in real big writing wrote, I don't have a sister. Because the test is, it was like, tell your sister, because you'd have to take, if you've ever taken any foreign language classes, you know that the subject changes the context of the verb, and you have to do this thing called conjugating. I don't remember. It's something like that. But anyways, you have to take the verb and make it match the subject, whether it's masculine and feminine, and it kind of tweaks whatever the verb is. It's kind of weird. Once you see the pattern, it kind of makes sense and stuff. So it was like, you're supposed to tell your sister, go get this, give me some water, do this and that. So he says, I don't have a sister. And then one of the other ones, I've seen this one around a lot. It says, what significant thing happened in 1896? Hello, Mr. E. And the kid wrote, it ended. Yeah, what happened in 1896? It ended 1895. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Another quiz that these kids had, I'm sure they're probably middle school kids. It said to name 6 animals that live in the Arctic. What 6 animals live in the Arctic? And this kid wrote 2 polar bears and 4 seals. And then there was another kid that was asked on a test. I don't know if it was a test or a quiz or just some fun exercises for them to fill out. they were asked to write down their top 3 things that they'd like to accomplish in the future. And this kid wrote, it's number 1, get a girlfriend. Number 2, kiss her. Number 3, rule the world. I thought that was pretty funny. Then there's a whole bunch of these. There's another one. It was like some really long math problem where the water generates so much heat, and this engineer designed this ocean liner that the ocean liner would soak up heat from the water, and then when it got to a certain point, it would extinguish the hot air into the atmosphere. And it was saying it was a really good idea. He did this and that. And you're supposed to do a bunch of calculations. And it says the engineer thought this was a great idea, but the boss fired the engineer. Why? And some kid wrote, because the engineer slept with his boss's wife. I'm like, oh man, too much drama. These kids, it's just like, it's funny. It's funny stuff. I mean, it makes you laugh. There's so much stuff that's all over the internet and everything else. It just, drama makes you like, yeah. At 12, how to get a girlfriend. Hey, he wants to be informed. Did you show him the picture of the book where it says how to understand women? And the guy's on a ladder and the book is like 8 feet tall and he's like page by page. Yeah, he's scared to talk. It's funny. Oh, there's another thing that I saw. There was the teacher was talking about drawing different shapes, and she'd give the name of what the shape was, a polygon, a hexagon, and all the other things, and talk about that and in different colors and complementary colors. And one of the questions on there was, what is your favorite hue? And she was meaning as a color, what's your favorite color? And it says, what is your favorite hue? And the student wrote Jackman. Like the actor Hugh Jackman. Yeah. What is your favorite hue? Oh, Hugh Jackman. Yeah. No matter what, you'll never figure them out. There was a grocery store. There was a store, I think it was J.C. Penney's, that had an ad that was called The Doghouse. Some of you guys might have seen it, where the guy, it's their anniversary, and he buys his wife a new vacuum cleaner. And he's telling her all the great stuff, and then she takes him out to the yard and points, and there's a doghouse. And he gets in there, and there's like a whole underground network, and there's guys down in there for stuff that they got bad gifts for their wife. It's pretty funny. It's on YouTube. If you look it up, Doghouse, you'll see it. It's good fun. It was a while back. It might have been as much as 5 years ago, but I've seen it on there. It's pretty funny. So anyways, getting back to these things, some kids are asked, in a single word, describe school. And this kid wrote, hell. At least he was being honest. Another one was, write an example of risk. And the kid wrote, this test. We just got started here a little bit ago. And then, what was it? Okay. Find the difference between 180 and 158, and the answer ended up being 22. And then the next question was, explain how you found your answer. And I guess the teachers wanted them to show their work and all the calculations and stuff that they did. So the kid answered math. That's how they found the answer, was math. Or the one that I've seen lots of times is they give you the algebraic thing to solve, and they say find x. And they'll usually circle it or draw an arrow to it and says, here it is. It's not exactly what they had in mind. And then there's another one that I really liked. I saw, it says, draw a plant cell and divide its most important parts. And they draw a little flower that looks really sad. And it says there's no windows and there's iron bars. So it's like a prison cell for the plant rather than the actual biological drawing of with the different parts of the plant. And then this one had me laughing so hard just because this kid is just, his answer was just, man, it was wild. He's all, the question was, a child swallows a cleaning product. Why is milk often given? And this kid says, it's to make them happy before they die. It's just like, really? Really? Anyways, that's what the internet had to offer this morning. None of those are mine, so you can share them or not. But yeah, that was some pretty interesting stuff that kids had to say about all these various things. Yeah, hey Solo Blue, how you doing? Yeah, you find a lot of funny things just stumbling around, and it's just like, what's really bad is I'll be on the interwebs and I'll find something really funny and I just start laughing, and then my family thinks I lost my mind because there's some stuff that just, it makes you laugh. How can you not laugh, you know? The cell is the best. Yeah, that was pretty good. These kids are just so creative with their answers and stuff. So I know last time I was live, we were talking about music and different things and stuff. Does anybody, yeah, we're all pretty close to the same age in here. Anybody remember any kind of ridiculous TV shows from when you were a kid that you really liked, but now looking back, you're just thinking, what was wrong with the people that made it? I know for me, it was like the Croft Superstars. I used to watch that, and it was like the Sigmund and the Sea Monster, Land of the Lost. You can't do that on television. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff. That's all right, Red. It's all right. Yeah. Fridays and Larry David. Yeah. Yeah, there's just lots of things. I was just thinking like Lidsville. Yeah, some of these shows are just like, what were these people doing? The Bugaloos, Great Space Coaster, Puffin Stuff. Yeah. Puffin Stuff. I've always, even though it was weird, I always liked it. It just had a special place for me. And I can't find him. I've got Puff around here somewhere. Where is he? Oh, here he is. He's hiding. He was the mayor of the town where they were. There was a witch that always was trying to steal Freddie the Flute. It was just, you know, everything was the same. This is one that says they were all on LSD. Yeah, the monkeys. Yep. Puffin Stuff. Yep. Yeah, he has a star. He has a hat somewhere. I forget what happened to his hat. It's got like cowboy boots. I don't remember wearing cowboy boots. And then I watched the show recently and go, oh, yeah, he did. Witchy Poo. Oh, Witchy Poo and Freddie the Flute and the sidekick Seymour and Oscar. Andy Kaufman. Yeah, he was. There's some guys like that were really funny, but they just really rubbed people the wrong way, and it was just, they only let him on there for a certain amount of time. Then it was like, nope, never again. I remember seeing Andy Kaufman on Saturday Night Live a long time ago, and people are just like, they didn't get it. What, you're gonna steal Puff? You're gonna steal him? Well, I've got Joey Ramone here as well. You'll probably try to steal him. Family Affair, Mr. French. This guy got so mad at me one time. I hadn't seen him for about a year and a half, and then I saw him, and he grew out a beard. I go, wow, you look just like Sebastian Cabot. He's like, he had no idea who that was. But anyways, you're gonna steal everything. You're gonna steal my fuzzy owl. I have to lock everything up. Use super glue. Everybody's after my stuff. Mrs. Beasley. I remember that. Yeah, Mrs. Beasley. Yeah, there's sometimes people catch stuff in reruns and whatnot, and you say, oh yeah, that show. And Mrs. Wombat loved Family Affair. She loved it. I was just kind of annoyed by it, but that's just me. Everybody's after my stuff. Get away from my stuff. Which background? I've got this one here, and then I have another one that's a foresty scene, and then I have another one that's bricks, and then I have another one. It's like a weathered door. Hello, Vanessa Kitty. How are you? Welcome to the stream. G.I. Joes and 6 minutes. Yeah. Oh, me too. We used to blow up stuff with firecrackers all the time. Or we'd spend a lot of time building a plastic model, and me and a couple friends of mine where we lived were pyromaniacs. And we after we built it, we'd like cover with lighter fluid and then make a line of lighter fluid and then light it on fire. We're trying to like reenact some of the car accidents from the movies from the 70s. What was the show about the old man artist and the puppet that was around him? I don't remember that show. Old man artist and the puppet. I just remember there was a real creepy guy that used to do art, and he called himself Pappy. And it was, my son watched it a few times, and I go, "What are you watching?" And I watched it with my no more, because he's doing all kinds of like magic and drawings, and it was a wonderful place to be. And he's all, "You never know what's going to happen in Pappy's cabin." I'm like, nope. That is just too weird. Even if it's innocent, it just there's so many things that are implied. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Oh, that show. Okay, that was called Spitting Image, and they're making fun of all the politicians and stuff. Yeah, that was pretty good. They watched Pappy. Yeah. Hit them with the rock. Yep. Oh, different strokes of the bike guy. Yeah. I remember that episode. So I know I've been stocking up. I don't know if I showed you the guys this last time I was on here or not, but the 99-cent store by me has all these bats. I got these guys here, 2 for $99. And I got the bigger ones here, they're 99 cents a piece. It's like an adult bat and a baby bat. This is Bruce. This is Wayne. This is Ozzy, for obvious reasons. Alf. All I remember about Alf is he's always trying to eat the cat. He was always wanting to eat the cat. Oh, John McCain just passed. I heard that he was taken off of all the treatment that he was getting and stuff. So I when people start refusing treatment, usually know it's just a matter of time before they do go. You just got a Google alert. Well, thank you for sharing that. So Yeah, he was not doing good for a while. Yeah, all the Elf toys. Every once in a while, you see him popping up here and there and stuff. Okay. So John McCain passed away. So let's see. Going back to the chat. Bats are cool. They are. They're like mice that fly. They're like flying mice or something. They got cool ears and stuff. Yeah, definitely will be. Yeah, I think a lot of people thought he was going to be around for a little bit longer, but usually when they make announcements like that, it's usually just a matter of days. Yeah, he was. I know he was suffering for. I don't know exactly how long, but I know it was for quite a while. And I've heard that brain cancer is pretty tough to deal with. So, and it is good that his suffering has ended. So, yeah, they're fun. They're just little rubber bats, and these guys. They have little elastic bands, kind of similar to what you give your kids at a birthday party. And they put it on and snap themselves under the chin, and then have a big old line for like 2 days. Maybe that was just me who did that. And then make them fly. I could do like, I could hang these up and do like a low budget Elvira kind of Mistress of the Dark kind of thing. Don't worry, I'm not going to dress like Elvira. But I could do like I don't know. I could do like read Edgar Allan Poe on a live stream or something. I've got like lights do lightning. Not really. Not really. I just bought these just to be kind of just a fun prop and stuff. We used to help out different friends at different areas with carnival games, doing different things and stuff. Mrs. Wombat would usually get an idea for something, and then it was between me and my son to flesh it out, make it something that actually was functional. We still have the stuff in our garage. We have a scarecrow that he stands about a little bit over 7 feet tall, and his face looks like Jack Skellington. Exactly. That I got to figure out how to do that and not get a strike with YouTube. I love B horror movies, the ones that are from like the 50s, and I've got a bunch of them. Killer Shrews and a bunch of other ones. It's something that I really think is just I appreciate the creativity that went into it, and also the bad acting. It's like, hey, you look good for my movie. Have you ever acted before? Oh no. Okay, perfect. But yeah, B horror movies are the best because they try so hard. Has anybody ever seen Ed Wood, the movie that they made with Johnny Depp? Yeah, getting back to that, Mr. D. Yeah, he does deserve some respect. Oh, okay. I'll find out. There's some channels that can play movies all the time. They can play music, not the review channels, but I've heard some channels they'll play music, and it's music that is copyrighted and no problem. I did a vlog a while back and I was playing Royal Blood in the background, and I got tagged for having, and it says, there's a warning, you were playing this song by Royal Blood, copyright date, Warner Brothers, or whatever their label is, I forget now. And I was like, really? You're watching me that closely? So anyways, I took it down. I said whatever. Yeah, I think I've seen that movie. The Killer Shrews is a good one too. When they go to island, and there's these little mice that grow up to be like dogs, and they are actually dogs they used in the movie. It's pretty good stuff. Yeah, in North Carolina. There you go. Ants. I remember ants. I've seen ants a few times. I've seen ants a lot of times. Yeah, I wrote down the name of that channel that you told me to check out. I will ask them and see if there's anything. Yeah, there's an Ed Wood movie that Johnny Depp was in that was it was hysterical. It was great. I've seen some that I was just like, okay, and other ones that I thought were great. Yeah, that's what I was seeing, that some people do put up full episodes of TV shows. I'll have to find out. Yeah, I was getting to the Mousetrap game. I was getting to that. We started talking about movies. We're all over the place. Anyways, getting back to the games we're talking about. There's a Scarecrow game that we do. The Scarecrow was like 7 feet tall, and then there's these birds that are probably about a good 18 inches tall that the kids would knock off the arms with beanbags. First, we Velcroed them on, and whoever was in charge of running that game would have to chase them down. We'd help out with people's carnivals and stuff. So my son decided to put them on hinges so they just fall backwards and you pick them back up. That's pretty cool. And then Jen thought of a great idea to have a beanbag toss game with live mousetraps. It's basically, I'm going to do this. It's basically, it started off being like about 3 feet tall by about 2 feet wide or so. That was just a piece of plywood painted like a piece of cheese with a bunch of mice glued all over it, and then mousetraps. And then it eventually got bigger and bigger and bigger till it was like a full sheet of plywood covered with, I don't know, probably about 30 mousetraps. Then I have to set each and every one of them. Yeah. And I'll get snapped at least, I don't know, at least 8 times. When we first started setting up, I got snapped quite a few times. The more years we did it, I got where I could set the trap and just jump back and not get my finger. You know, I'd have like a line of bright caution tape on the ground to keep people from getting too close to the live traps. And, you know, usually little kids want to walk up, and I'm like, no. And I'd let them get where they could get a little closer to throw it, but make sure they weren't touching it. And I'd warn the parents, hey, these are going to hurt their finger. So, and this would happen always. It happened at least 3 times. Okay, that's exactly. It happened at least twice a night. Yeah, we had beanbags that actually looked like mice with little yarn tails. But this lady was explaining to her granddaughter where to hit, and she goes, and it snapped on her finger. I turned around, and she's like looking at me like, what did I do to her? Those are live trap. And she'd been watching other people play the game for like about at least 20 minutes. And there's always people that did that. Sometimes the dads would go, oh, there's you just knew they were just ready to let out a whole string of cuss words. But most of the time, these were at like friends' churches and stuff. And it's like they had enough respect not to just like, but yeah. No, it was actually a trap. You'd throw beanbags that looked like mice to catch them in the mouse traps, the little snap traps, the ones that say Victor, the little wooden with the spring. Yeah, there's a whole board covered with those. Yeah, we'll put some pictures on Twitter. What else we did? We did a box. This is one that Jen usually ran. It was just a big box covered with pictures of fish and stuff, and it's called Let's Go Fishing. And then they drop it in there, and she'd have her hand in there and put a candy bar and pull on the thing, and they'd pull it up, and the kids thought it was great. I'd usually take the day of Halloween off of work, and we'd load up all the stuff and then take it to wherever we're going. And then we could get everything set up in probably about an hour. The Scarecrow, that guy was heavy. He's made out of 4x4 post, which is about this big. That guy must weigh at least 80 to 100 pounds, if not more. And usually pick him up, I just put my arms around the cross pieces and then just bend over and then carry him because he's all attached to the base and everything. The Mousetrap game, everything was already ready to go, and we had the piece of wood split up into 3 sections, and then we had like door hinges with pins. So we got smarter. The more we did it, we got where we got smarter and smarter. Yeah, maybe it was about 2 hours to get everything set up. And then we dress up in costume. Usually, Mrs. Wombat would be Snow White, and I'd usually be Charlie Brown, and my son would be whatever he decided to be. Then we had a mad scientist mannequin thing that we bought for my son, and it was in our garage for a while. And then he donated that to become a life-size operation game that he just did everything on, made all the stuff, and it was like it came out really cool. Again, like Mrs. Wombat said, we'll find some pictures and post those pictures on Twitter. And if we don't have good pictures, maybe we'll bring them out and we'll do some video showing you how this thing work. I don't know. We'll do something. But it was fun. It was fun. Our neighbor down the road, getting back to crazy Halloween decorations, like she's lived around here for about 7 or 8 years, and every year she buys the giant spiders, and her whole house looks like it's just being covered with spiders. I mean, the big, anywhere from like spiders that are about this big to ones that are about 4 or 5 feet, and she stakes them onto her roof and windows and everywhere. I mean, the whole house is covered with all these spiders. Oh, the Rocky Horror Mansion. There you go. Yeah, that was a movie I saw in my teens. I don't know how many times. I saw some of the fall decorations that she did. That's cool. That's good stuff. That is really cool stuff. Oh, the spider house? Yeah. It looks cool. It looks really cool. You can see it from quite a few blocks away, and you can see it and you're just like, wow. I've had neighbors in different places where I live that would just go all out for Halloween, and then some people would not do anything for Halloween and wait till Christmas time and then just go all nuts for Christmas time. And then there's other people that just, whenever there's a holiday coming up, it's just decorations galore. Yeah. Oh, your nightmare is a house covered in monsters? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. So, yeah, some people have different phobias, spiders and whatnot, you know. Fear of water, fear of falling. Yeah, yeah. I lived in Maine for almost 2 years, and that's what we used to do. There's like it was like a really small town, and there's one theater, and they do the Saturday. Well, actually, they did Friday and Saturday night midnight shows, and the guy who ran the place, everybody knew him. It was like he said that was his biggest night of the week is when he'd show Rocky Horror because the theater would be packed. And he was a real artsy guy, so we'd get some feature films if he thought they were like worthy to watch. But most of the time he'd show like foreign films and, you know, all those fancy films where you have to read the subtitles to figure out what's going on. Your fear is water, yeah, being in a car, spiders and stuff, monkeys, monkeys, spiders, cars and water, fire. So, yeah, there's lots of different things that people are afraid of. Don't do monkeys. Yeah, I loved Stephen King, reading him as a kid, and then I went there in my early teens, and it's like the way he wrote about the area was so descriptive. And I wanted to go to his house. I'd seen pictures of his house, but I never made it there. No, actually, I lived in Camden for a short bit. Yeah, I think it would be epic. My boss's wife used to do all kinds of puppet shows and different things and stuff, and dramas and all kinds of stuff. So she got out of that and just didn't do it anymore. So I inherited a bunch of lights, a giant spotlight that has different colors and stuff in it, 3 or 4 smoke machines, bunch of police beacons, 4 or 5 strobe lights. So there's a bunch of stuff that I got, and I was like, wow, this is cool. And then more wigs and costumes. I haven't even touched any of the stuff that she gave to me yet. I just haven't had time and haven't had room to actually really look into what it is. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I'm excited. I mean, it took me like about 3 trips to pack it all in my car. It was a lot of stuff. Okay, 75 to 79. Yeah, I lived in Camden and probably, what would that been? 81, 82. The donkey. Yeah, she gave me a donkey that she used for a lot of stuff. All right, Solo Blue. We'll see you. Have a great weekend. Yeah, I have a donkey that I actually did in like a live stream video where I'm dressed like a prospector. I named it Bartholomew. Get it, Bartholomew. But yeah, he's a donkey. He's made out of PVC pipe and covered with like fake fur. It is really cool. I got to do more. I got to drag him out and do some stuff with him. I've got ideas for things. It's always good to see a Solo Blue. So hopefully we'll see you next time. Maybe get you on panel. I thought I saw other people. Did I send out the wrong link? Am I using the wrong link? I do not know. But yeah, I'm planning on doing some more stuff with the donkey. It's just been really too hot to do anything lately. But there's some wooded areas, and I was going to dress up like a prospector and have the mule loaded down with some stuff and some other things. Got a few ideas kicking around. So then my Wombat movie and other things. Just it's going to be a short film, very short. I try to have the coolest stuff. I try to see something that I think will be cool, stuff that I can use for a prop. Sometimes people see my stuff, or they go, "You like weird stuff, right?" And they'll hand me something. They go, "Here." I go, "Oh, okay." So a lot of times somebody will give me something, and I go, "I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I know something." And I'll be able to make something out of it, or I'll have an idea, and then my son will help me finish it and get it together. He's all taken apart right now, but I have a mannequin that I made out of PVC pipe, and he's got a head. Let me get him. I'll be right back. Oh, well, I cleaned up better than I thought. I packed it away somewhere. Along with my Wilford Brimley hat, I seem to have packed that away as well. I was looking for that the other day, and I could not find that. Oh, that's where it went. Oh, okay. Yep, I just found, oh, the doll head? Okay. This is a prop that I have for the Wombat movie. This is the hand. And I have some paint that I'll try to get to match the hand. And there's some things that we'll be doing with this coming up pretty soon. Pretty soon. I need to. Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. I just gotta start putting it together when it gets cooler, shooting bits and pieces together and stuff. And it's actually an alien who's cannibalistic is why she has her mouth done like that. Actually, originally it was a project that somebody did. Yeah, it's a Cheshire cat. But there's like, you know, props and stuff of different things. So it's just a matter of not being so lazy and starting to film some stuff. But a lot of it's been the weather. So it's been smoky and it's been hot, but the fires are gone. So the weather's clearing up. It's starting to get a little bit cooler. So we'll see. Hopefully, I know we've got a holiday coming up here pretty soon. So hopefully I will be able to get some stuff at least filmed, maybe a little bit of editing done around the Labor Day holiday. So, or at least try some stuff out and see what's going to work and what's not going to work. Because it seems like if I want to make a video that's going to be decent, it's like I'm probably going to have to spend a lot of time just shooting little chunks and then editing them together. And probably total amount of shooting time is probably going to, I don't know, I'm just guessing like 6 to 8 hours of little segments, just videoing, about 6 to 8 hours of videoing different stuff, and then editing, deciding what makes the cut, what doesn't make the cut, and throwing in the special effects through my software that I have, and you know, I haven't done anything with it yet because I have an idea of how I want it to start, and then that's changed like 5 times already. So I've got, like I said before, I know I have ADHD, but at the same time I'm also a perfectionist, so I can't really get started on things and carry them through the way that I wish I would like to. So there's doll head and other stuff. Yeah, that mouth, the girl did a pretty good job on that. So it's just hard trying to find things to do with all the stuff that I want to do and just other stuff, responsibilities. So yep, it's that's that and that. Yeah, I do. No, you don't. A lot of movies are actually what you believe they are not made sequentially. I've been reading a lot and watching a lot of small filmmakers on YouTube, and and they're actually talking the big ones. Lots of times what they'll do is they'll have an idea of what the story's going to be. You have writers, then you have editors, and then screenplay people, and they put all that together, they form a script, and then a lot of times they shoot it in reverse order. They'll shoot like the ending first because that's the scene that's going to make the most impact, and then they go back and then they pick out the most important scenes that they want to shoot, and they spend more time with those and the other stuff that's filler that they can add stuff to later. So they try to get the bigger chunks of stuff out of the way that's going to require more actors, more people behind the scenes doing stuff, and then because there's people that are involved doing things on various projects and stuff, and it's just easier to have all these people, there together to do these scenes. Because sometimes shooting like TV commercials and stuff people were saying takes like 3 or 4 days for like a 30-second commercial between editing it and getting the actor to say their lines correctly and all the things that go along with it. So there's a lot of work. Steampunk fabricators. There's one show that I saw called Doing Da Vinci. That was a good show. They take some of Leonardo da Vinci's drawings, and then they would put those to. They take it and they draw blueprints based on his drawings, and they think about what they need to engineer the project. It was pretty cool. It was fun to watch. Yeah, I do have a touch of ADHD. Yep. I definitely do. Yeah, we saw that one. There's a couple different ones that are around the same time, but I remember seeing that they would have a contest where they'd say, okay, we want you to, want you to build one of Leonardo's weapons, and they'd have their choice of what they're going to do, like the tank that he designed or the flying machine. He's designed so many things. Yeah, it was great. And then there was a local Air and Space Museum that was by us that had a lot of things that they used on the show. It was pretty cool how they had these big turntables that had round wooden balls that would be used for ball bearings. And it's like showing all the stuff that they would make out of wood rather than using more traditional materials that we would think of and stuff. It was really, really interesting and eye-opening. Yeah. He was a genius. Everybody thinks that he was just a painter and artist, but he was like an inventor and an author, and he just did all kinds of stuff. Good old Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh wait, no, Leonardo da Vinci. I'm sorry. Somebody entirely different. Somebody really, really different. But we did see that show. There's only I think like 4 or 5 episodes they made of that show, and then that was about it. We were hoping for more, but that's all there was.
You reached Dave, Jen, and Nick. Please leave a message.
Sorry about that.
Oh. Hello, this is Kaiser Permanente.
Thought I had it turned all the way down, but apparently I didn't. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, you can pick up a lot of stuff from just different places. You'd be surprised what people do. And it's just when you see something and when it's complete, you go, wow, that thing looks impossible. When you see how it's actually made and start to break it down into its smaller steps, it's a lot easier, and but it's fun. It's fun to create stuff like that. Jewelry and handmade books and wooden machinery and all kinds of stuff. There's no limit to what you can imagine or dream up. So, I know the show that you're talking about. What was the show? Hold on a second. What was that show they had with where they're making the inventions of Leonardo da Vinci? That was called Doing Da Vinci? Okay, because I thought there was another, like a History Channel show or something. That was Doing Da Vinci? Okay. Oh, okay. I knew my son would remember. He said it was called Doing Da Vinci. It's always good to do something creative. It's just, it's fun. It's just, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just creating something out of nothing. Oh, okay, because I thought that was, had the two teams, they'd make different things and stuff, but okay, maybe it was something else. Yeah. Yeah, there's always interesting shows. We were watching the can't think of the name of the show now, but they'd have the special effects people and the people that were wanting to get into the industry to be makeup artists and stuff, and they'd have their models come in, and they'd have like a theme, and they'd have to design a character from scratch, and then go from their drawing to actually implementing it with using foam and latex and molds and paints and all kinds of different things, and bring their creation to life and stuff. It was pretty interesting. Sometimes the people would come up with some really interesting stuff, and then other times you're just like, you could tell they're just taking the easy way out. But those shows are fun. Or actually see somebody doing something. Oh, steampunked. Okay. Okay, I heard about that show. I wanted to see that show, but never got around to seeing that actual show. But the Doing Da Vinci one, I did see that one. That one was pretty good. Steampunked. Okay. I'm sure they have it on YouTube, so I'll have to get back and watch it when I get a chance. So it was probably on, it was a Netflix show. Okay, it is like the Face Off show then. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, I remember it now. Okay. I've never seen it advertised, but never got around to watching it, so. Yeah, Doing Da Vinci was a little bit later. That was, so. Oh, it was on the Game Show Network. Okay. Building and fabricating stuff. I've picked up a couple books that show you how to make different things and stuff, and I thought about making some stuff and doing some different things with that. So right there. I think I see it. Let me go grab it. Hold on. And I picked up this. Where am I now? The delay's messing with me. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff on YouTube. I picked up this book a while back, Steampunk Gears, Gadgets, and Gizmos. There's some pretty cool things to do in here. But like with your homemade books, it shows how to cut up like pieces of the clock dial and turn them into foot corners. It's pretty cool stuff. What's the other one? This book's pretty cool. It's like really step-by-step stuff. How to make goggles. Doing stuff with leather. How to distress metal. Where to find gears and other stuff. Yeah, put a patina finish on stuff. This one thing at the end of the book is pretty cool. It's like how to build a robotic arm. Professor Grimalore's Mark I superior replacement arm with integrated Gatling gun attachment. Hello, Carrie. Look at that thing. That's pretty wild, huh? That's pretty cool. But a lot of that stuff's made out of like PVC pipe and stuff. But it goes through to show you how to make all the stuff, how the parts all fit together. How to paint it, add leather to it. Am I blocked in the chat? No, I can write in the chat. See? So yeah, I was. No, they say hi to me. They're just talking to each other. This is just a Hangout thing. It's all I've got. My Google Hangouts window open, but the link I guess wasn't working. So, oh, you're in a chat. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Mrs. Wombat was in the group and left the group. Okay, so the link I did send out to people did work, but whatever. Oh, Mama Bear's chat. Oh, okay. Oh, how do you know if you're blocked? When you try to write something and it won't let you, that's pretty much a guarantee that you're blocked. Usually get a little warning. Or it times you out or something, so. Oh, well. You're on this chat now, so whatever happened over there stays over there. But yeah, it's good to see you, Carrie. Hopefully things are going good for you. It's been a while since we've seen you on here. Some other people's. Sometimes it works good, and sometimes Hangouts keeps crashing. I don't know why that is. Yeah, nobody said anything to you, so oh well. Sometimes you get a few people in here, the chat goes by so fast I miss it, but we'll talk to you. We'll say hi. Hey. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, there might be some new people here because I talk to a lot of different people. Yeah, if you're gonna hang with people who want to hang with you, exactly. So there's so many people going live. Usually if there's a whole bunch of people that are live and they have like their small group that they talk to all the time, and you go in there and you try to say hey or hi, they ignore you unless you you actually write to them with the @ sign and then their channel name, and then you'll see it come up as a color. Let me see if I can show you what it looks like on your end. Yeah, you'll see it'll say, hey, Carrie. It'll say, Carrie Y, how are you? And it'll show you this is how you get their attention, by putting the @ sign with their name. Yeah. Oh, well, it's just, I wouldn't take it too personal. Sometimes people just do stuff, and I don't know. I'm not going to make any excuses or anything for anybody. I know what I do, and that's it. Yeah, some people are shutting down Twitter. Some people are reactivating it. Some people are blocking people. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. If they, yeah, when you put the @ sign, they choose to ignore you. Sometimes it's best just to, if you really want to watch what's going on, just sit back and watch. If you want to talk to somebody and they're not talking to you, sometimes it's easier to find another channel where they will talk to you. So, yeah. It's just, a lot of times people do a live stream and they have a specific thing that they're trying to accomplish or want to talk about. And sometimes if someone comes in that they don't really know that well, they might think you're trying to take their stream in a different direction, and that might be why they're ignoring you, so they can keep on track. Yeah, exactly, Tammy. We're all responsible for our own actions, and that's what you can do. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes people do like you, but like I said, they might like you, but they have a lot of things they want to talk about, a specific subject, so they just get so focused on that, and they don't really pay close attention to what's going on in the chat. Sorry that happened to you. That does suck when that happens, and I am sorry for that. That's never good when that happens. So let's see. Yeah, last time we were on here, we're talking about fun with stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's a click. People are getting too clicky, so I should say, good night, Mima Diana. We will see you next time you're on here. So yeah, it is their loss. It is their loss. So we try to make something where people can come and hang out and get to know other people, catch up on people they've known for a while, and keep it drama free. And that's, so there's too many people that are either hating or ignoring other people, so we try to be here and just try to make a nice place for people just to kind of hang out and say hey. But don't you go talking about Corey now, because we ain't got to. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I know people always give you a hard time about Corey. I'm just having some fun. Yeah, it's just like I don't get it. A lot of times it just goes back to grade school, junior high, high school, sometimes even college stuff. That's, yeah. If you don't like somebody, don't talk to them. Go somewhere else. Yeah, we know you love Corey. Yeah, just giving you a hard time. I know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people get that way. And it's kind of sad. Sometimes I've seen people in chats trying to do all kinds of things to get the attention of the person hosting the live stream, and it's just like start writing in all caps again and again and again, and just like, yeah. Yeah, just go where people will talk to you. And there's places I've been, and there's channels that I still watch, but they won't, there's a handful of people that they will talk to, and the rest of the people, I guess they just figure you're just there for the entertainment and do that. You are lucky. You're very lucky. I witnessed a lot of it in school and stuff. It's just like I went to a lot of different schools. In every school I went to, there was the same groups of people doing the same stuff, and it's just like I see the behavior that's going on here, and it's just like it's like everything that I've seen before, just taken to another level, and it's ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous. It's goofy. Yeah, it is. It's just there's no reason for all this. If you can't get along with somebody, go find someone you can't get along with. So, but yeah, try to keep this place drama free. And there's people that have popped in here that have a reputation. I said, hey, I see you on here. I said, if you can be good, you're welcome here. If you start mentioning drama, there's the door. And yeah, it's just like I got to do it, because not everybody's here for to hear the latest tea and stuff. It's just like I see some of the bigger channels talking bad about smaller channels or channels the same size, and this person's done this and this person's done that. In the whole scheme of things, it's like that big compared to everything else that's going on. So it's just like just go where you can meet people, have a good time. I mean, we are serious and stuff about stuff, and we'll talk through things if someone's having some major issues and stuff. But as far as dragging people just to make yourself look good, it's like I've never had time for that, and I don't expect to have time for that. And I know there's things going on where people want you to pick sides, and I'm not getting involved. I got stuff in my real life to take care of. I've got Jen with her health issues, and I got household stuff I take care of, and my son helps out with that sometimes, and I work full time and stuff. So the amount of time that I'm actually devoting to YouTube is relatively small in the grand scheme of things. I know you're going to say Corey. Oh, I know you're going to say Corey, but nah, we just talk to each other. Yeah, we just talk. We talk to people, not about people. That's kind of the role we have here. We talk to each other, not about each other. I mean, it's good if you want to talk to somebody and say how's things going, and if they have things that are going on in their life, you want to talk to them about. That's fine. But as far as mentioning something that someone's going through, or I mean, if it's a legitimate concern and you want us to be concerned with about it and stuff, that's fine. But if it's just drama and stuff, it's just like, no, it's like it's better not talking about. Mama Bear. Yeah, okay, yeah. She's actually come in here once, and I told her, I said, hey, I didn't think it was really her. And she said it was. I go, if it's you, you can be here. If you can relax, our channel is not about drama. We all get along here. If you can do that, you can stay. If not, if it's a problem for you, there's the door. And she was actually on here for a while and it was good. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, some people, you just got to be aware of who to avoid, and sometimes there's people that will act like they're your best friend in the whole world, and they'll just use you for whatever. So sometimes it's easier just to really be careful of how much you expose yourself to these people, because I've seen times where people have bared their soul to other people and just becomes the topic. And I've seen it happen in real life too, where people tell something really deep and personal, and then it just turns into ammunition for something else. It's just like, so we don't need that. Yeah, people try pumping you for information. That's just like, nah, not gonna happen here. Not gonna happen. So it's just better off to be aware of what people are doing, and if they start coming into you, just go, hey, how's it going? Okay, all right. See ya. Sometimes sometimes you have to keep things to the level of hi and bye. You're on the Dr. Phil show. Yeah, I'll have to bring out Dr. Phil one of these days. I was going to today, but maybe some other time I'll come on here as Dr. Phil. It's time to get real quick. That sounded more like Nicolas Cage. There's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Has anybody seen that movie, National Treasure? Yeah, people won't like you for various things. It's like you can't get everybody to like you, and you'll see over a pattern that sometimes people will be good to you the whole time, and sometimes you'll watch their pattern they've had with other people. They'll be good, and then they start flip on them or whatever. And then just be aware that some of those people do that to other people, and it's just you don't want that. I'm just an old country boy. Hello, Brand Michelle. How are you doing? How you doing? Let me go get a drink of water. I'm getting kind of dried out. Hold on. All right, I am back with my water. I am back. I guess I'll put these over here. I sent out the link to a couple people, but oh well. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah. So hello, Brand Michelle. The allergies are kind of acting up again. I don't know why that is. Every time I come on here, you like National Treasure? It was a fun movie. It was fun. It was good. I think we actually own both of them. National Treasure 2. I found her, Dad. What? What'd you find? Charlotte. You found Charlotte? Yeah, Dad. She's real. You found Charlotte? Yeah. There's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. And I'm going to steal it. What? You're crazy. You gotta steal the Declaration of Independence. That's pretty much it, right? Yeah. Allergies are always fun. Your head just like... But it's... Yeah. Nicolas Cage is just one of those actors that some people love, some people hate, some people just go, hey, it's Nick Cage. You know what you're going to get. So it's just, you know, it's whatever. I know he's done a lot of really bad films because he needed the money, and it kind of messed things up for him to get any decent roles, but sometimes he seems like he's just one of those guys that likes the real kind of on the fringe kind of weird character. Excuse me. Weird characters. You know. He's good at doing that, but it's just sometimes some of the people that he plays, you're just like, wow, okay. Some movies that he's done are a lot better than others. There was one that I saw that was, it was terrible. It's called Amos and Andrew or something. And it was Nicolas Cage and Samuel L. Jackson. And the acting in that was just, it was beyond terrible. My son, I always joke with him because his name's Nick. I go, you know, you're named after Nicolas Cage? And right away he's like, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Yeah, Valley Girls was okay. That wasn't too bad. I think he was in Peggy Sue Got Married. I think that was him in that as well. Raising Arizona was pretty good. The other one we saw a while back were, what was that movie that we saw where he's like a rich guy and he's like running a business, and then something happened. He's able to see what his life would have been like if he would have stayed with this girl, and they ended up having a family. That was kind of interesting. Yeah, there's which one can drink their movies and get beat up? That's true. A lot of those guys they take some movies and they just seem to get typecast. It's like, I don't know how many Die Hards Bruce Willis has done. Die Hard, number 17. Yeah, he does a lot of those weird characters. So sometimes some of those guys, it's like the movie needs some of those weird characters. Like Steven, what's his name? Somebody help me out here. He's been in a ton of movies. He's an unusual looking guy, but you recognize him. Every time you see him, you go, oh, there's that guy again. Oh, what is his last name? It's bugging me now. He's been on TV shows and stuff. And it's like he's so recognizable, but he's not the best looking dude out there. But it's like you appreciate him for being in there, because if there was someone else playing the part that he's playing, it wouldn't be as good. He just adds that extra element, the extra bit of icing on the cake. What is his name? Not Steven Seagal. Not the guy with the ponytail that does karate. Fast as Ridgemont High. Not Sean Penn. Hey, bud. Hey, bud, let's party. Oh, man. What was that guy's name now? Google. Take me away. That's him, yeah. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, him and Christopher Walken, they're odd-looking guys, different-looking guys. I don't want to be. They have a look about them that they're very recognizable. Oh, the science teacher from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, I forget his name, but he's been in a bunch of stuff. We're talking about Stephen Buscemi, Christopher Walken. What is that guy's name? The science teacher. I'll find it real quick here. Thank you, Google. There, Vincent Schiavelli. He's been in a ton of stuff too. It's like, oh, that guy, that guy. Let me see if I can do this. I'm still getting used to the Google stuff. Yeah, there's a site that he's on actually called Scene Stealers, and it's like it's the top 10 that guys. It says you're watching a movie, then all at once you see a very familiar face. They're not the leading role, but they're just on there long enough for you to recognize their face, and you go, hey, it's that guy. Like the principal from Ferris Bueller, Jeffrey Jones, he's been in a ton of stuff. Kevin Durant, these guys never have leading roles, but you see him in stuff, you go, that's that guy. I've seen him before. And it's like when you see him, just go, oh, okay. And it's like they just add that something extra. And let's see if I can find him. The guy who was the teacher, the science teacher from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was also in. They're saying he was in Ghost. He was in some other movies too, but let me screen share that one. And Mr. Han. Oh, I forgot. Nicolas Cage was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High as well. How about that? How about that? Let's see if it'll let me do this. Can I do it? Let's see if it'll let me screen share. Oh, he passed away in 2005. I forgot his name, but yeah. Yeah, I was just looking at that right now. Screen share. My entire screen. So let's do this one. Is that working? I don't know if that's working or not. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm still learning how this whole Google Hangout things works. Okay, that guy. All right. Stop presenting. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Eric Stoltz is another one. Forrest Whitaker. Oh, is Carrie leaving? Okay, good night, Carrie. But see, these guys, Forrest Whitaker has actually had a few starring roles. Some of these other guys were kind of, yeah, John Cusack. See, sometimes you'll go back and watch them and you go, hey, that's so-and-so, and that's so-and-so, and that's this other guy. And sometimes you miss out on things till you watch a movie a second or a third time. Yeah, Forrest Whitaker, he's had a few leading roles even lately, which is good. But a lot of these guys, you just see them as kind of extra characters, but they have something that's unique and different about them, and just like, oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So, and figuring out Google Hangouts, there's a lot of actors that got started in that movie. There's a lot of actors that got started in that movie and other ones. Like we're talking about quite a bit earlier, talking about like the B horror movies and stuff from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, even up till now. There's a lot of actors that actually started making those movies just to get their foot in the door and then to prove to these other places they can act and help build up their resume and stuff. I know I talked about it because I've seen it a bunch of times. There's a movie called The Attack of the Killer Shrews, and that was the first movie that it's actually how the guy got to start. James Best, who is better known as Roscoe P. Coltrane from Dukes of Hazzard show. He got his start in that movie. Jennifer Jason Leigh's dad. I heard it one time, but I do not remember. I do not remember who the father was. I know it wasn't Michael Jackson because he sung about the kid not being his son. Oh, no, it was Billie Jean he was talking about. So maybe Jennifer Jason Leigh is his daughter. I don't know. That's a joke. I know I'm drawing a blank here. The yogurt lady. That's always Jamie Lee Curtis. Her dad is Tony Curtis, and her mother was Janet Leigh from Psycho. And she did some other movies and stuff too, but she's more known for Psycho. Vic Morrow. Did not know that that was Vic Morrow's daughter. Oh, and Barbara Turner. Okay, she is a screenwriter. Okay. Interesting. Okay. It's interesting when you start looking behind the scenes and see Vic Morrow. Yeah. Or I only saw a little bit of it, Last King of Scotland or something. Yeah, that's another thing too. Twilight Zone built a lot of careers for a lot of people. And sometimes they're just character actors. You'll start watching and go, hey, there's that guy from that, that I saw in that episode of Bewitched, or there's that guy from that guy. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff. I was surprised. You start go to a website like Internet Movie Database, and you start seeing the list of movies they made, and a lot of these people that we tend to think, oh, they only did one or two movies, or they just did a real quick walk-on a TV show. You look and they've got a whole list of credits of stuff that they've done. Not all their stuff was great, but they were employed. They were busy doing stuff. Yeah, Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff that he was on. It was just I don't even know how. Oh, a friend of mine told me about the Attack of the Killer Shrews, and he let me borrow it. And then I watched it, and I ended up having to get a copy of it for myself. But it's just like the way he's acting that thing. It's like somebody saw that movie and developed the character from the Dukes of Hazzard based on his performance in that movie. It was just like as soon as you see that movie, you're like, hey, that's Roscoe. Yeah, there's so many people like what's her name? Melody Griffith. Her mom was Tippi Hedren from The Birds, and her daughter is Dakota Johnson, that was in 50 Shades of Grey and some other things. So yeah, it's pretty wild. And then you start looking to see whose parents are who, then you see siblings, then who people are married to. And it's just like It's kind of boggling. So you can kind of start to see what is going on with who, where, what, why, and when. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. I enjoyed watching some of the videos they have on YouTube where they show where stuff was filmed and how they actually, it looks different. Some places actually look the same, and they'll show like scenes from a movie, then they'll show the place where they filmed it and stuff. You go, oh yeah, okay. It's pretty cool. I like watching a lot of those shows where they do stuff like that. You know, there's a few places not that far from me. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like, oh, you can't do that because Mr. Wayne's making a movie, and you need to be the third cowboy that dies, or the fifth Indian or something. It's just like, yeah, it seems like you saw a lot of people that would be in the same movie and stuff. And sometimes it was kind of, it was good because there was a bit of familiarity, but at the same time, sometimes things just were weird because you're like, wait a minute, he was the good guy in that other movie, but now he's the bank robber. Okay, that I didn't know. Martha Plimpton. I remember she did a few things in like the mid to late '80s, and then you haven't heard anything from her for a while. No, it's good. It's good information. It's good to see that somebody's on top of things. It's like I didn't know that. Keith Carradine, he was in a whole bunch of stuff. He hasn't been anything for a while, I don't think. Nothing really comes to mind that he was in. And it seems like sometimes people will start off and they'll get into the show business. They want to be an actor, and then they do a couple movies, and then they find out they'd rather be a director or a writer or something. And there's nothing wrong with that. The whole acting thing isn't for everybody. I'm acting like, oh, I'm no, like I'm Mr. Rogers. Yeah, Mr. Rogers had like a handful of people. And his friend who was the cop was also the guy who owned the pet store, the music store, the local bakery. The guy who was the older mailman was somebody else. He just had on a wig. It was just like, but kids didn't realize that, except some of the sharper kids go, hey, that's so and so from so and so. But it was good. Mr. Rogers, everybody liked Mr. Rogers, and he just made you feel good. Yeah, sometimes people will do like TV movies and stuff, and you go, okay, I've been so far behind in any TV watching or anything. It just, time a lot of times gets away from me pretty quick. I started watching the Rick and Morty show, the animated thing. Hello, Lady Superfly. I have all three seasons of Rick and Morty on DVD, and I've seen maybe 5 episodes out of all of them total. That's what I heard. I don't know if he was actually a vet or if that was just a rumor or what. Or was he working on people's animals who'd been shot in battle? Was he that type of a combat vet? No, I understand. He was a veteran. He was in the war and stuff. People said he had to wear long sleeves all the time because he was all tatted up. Heard that rumor, I don't know how many times. But yeah, Mr. Rogers, he's a good guy. Maybe that's what I'm trying to do with this thing here. Trying to make this be like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood with all my characters I have here, with this guy and Batty the Bat and other things. Yeah, Walter Brennan, Hank Ward. I know who Walter Brennan is. He's been in a ton of stuff. Hank Worden, name sounds really familiar. If I saw a picture of him, I go, oh, that guy. The name sounds really familiar. I like to watch movie credits just to see who people are because it kind of bugs me. It's like, I know who that person is. I don't know their name, but I've seen them mess with stuff, so I will either watch the credits, or now that we have Google and Internet Movie Database and other things, you can just go on there and type in a movie and find out what other people did and stuff. Go, oh, that's, yeah. So, Mrs. Superfly. Meet any famous people today? I know sometimes you run into famous celebrities. Since we're talking about actors, I was going to ask this question earlier, but I'll phrase the question a little bit differently. I was going to ask, what was your favorite superhero as a kid growing up? But let me just ask, who was your favorite Batman? Because there's been a lot of people playing Batman. Who is your favorite actor to play Batman on either the television series or any of the movies? Because there's been a whole bunch of people who've done it. It seems like that's one of those franchises they just keep doing one. Okay. He's sounds so familiar. Let me see what he looks like. Oh, that guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's that guy. He was also in Smokey and the Bandit as the trucker. Um, there's a few times where he would play the part of a Native American. Oh, he's been in a ton of stuff. Okay. Even up into old age, he was still doing stuff. Okay. Okay. See, again, he's another one of those guys that you see, and it's like, I've seen that guy in something. You can't put your finger on it, but you're just like, I've seen that guy before. Okay. Mrs. Wombat says she loves the TV show. Adam West. Okay. Best Joker, Heath Ledger. I agree to that. Okay. Adam West. Christian Bale. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. His voice and demeanor. Okay. Yeah, that was good. He was actually did the whole trilogy there. And that was pretty good. Some of the other ones are kind of like, yeah. So who was your least favorite actor to be the Batman? Sometimes I feel like I'm the Batman with all my bats. Hey, you want to buy a bat? Val Kilmer? I forgot Val Kilmer was Batman. That's right. Oh, I forgot about that. I was thinking, George Clooney was him, Michael Keaton, which some people really like that one. Michael Keaton, I don't know. He's a good actor, but as Batman, I just wasn't feeling that. But yeah, Val Kilmer. I totally forgot that he was Batman. Uh, I don't know why I forgot, but yeah. Maybe it's good that I did forget. That was, yeah, he was Batman. So who was your favorite Joker? Mrs. Wombat said it was Heath Ledger was her favorite. You want to know how I got these scars? There's only one thing to do. That's to kill the Batman. Heath Ledger was a good Joker. He was probably my favorite. But okay, George Clooney, second worst. Val. Yeah, see, sometimes it's a matter of putting the right person in the right movie, in the right vehicle. Like other stuff I've seen Val Kilmer do, I've only seen a few of his movies. You're just kind of like, eh. But then, you know, one is Doc Holliday. It's like, okay, that works. That is a good fit. You know, I'd like to be put in, like, say, I don't know, Steve Urkel in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It just doesn't fit. But sometimes you get other people that do fit the part a little bit better, and that is, you know what I'm saying. You know, if you have someone who fits the part, it makes for a great movie. If you have someone who doesn't really fit the part, you're asking a lot from your audience to invest of themselves, not only their money, but their time and suspending disbelief to try to get you to feel to try to get them to feel rather that this is a good thing. So it wasn't the worst movie I ever saw, but yeah, Val Kilmer's Batman was not at the top of the list of movies to recommend. yeah, it's a good Doc Holliday. But some people do really good at movies, and other people you see them in other stuff. It's just like, wow. I mean, there's movies I've seen where you'll have some guy who's known for doing like action or drama, and they put him into a comedy, and it does not work. I never saw Burgess Meredith as the Joker. He was Penguin. He might have been the Joker, but I never saw him when he was the Joker. Whenever I think of the TV Joker, I always think of Cesar Romero. And then Burgess Meredith was the Penguin. Because he's the same guy that was in Rocky. You're an animal, Rock. You can take him. What's his name? Mickey? Okay. No worries. Yeah, he was a good Penguin, though. Heath Ledger was good. Heath Ledger was good in just about everything he did. He was one of those guys that threw himself into every role. Oh, Val and Tombstone with Keith Russell. Yeah. Sometimes that's another thing, too. Sometimes the director or the casting person or whoever will put some people in a movie that there's just something that works really well, and they play off each other and so natural. Then other times you think that, you know, the person wasn't really thinking things through too carefully, and it just there's like trying to force them together, and it just doesn't work. You know, there was some movies are just made better than others. Yeah, I don't think Heath Ledger's made a bad movie. Everything he's been in was pretty well. Yeah, Burgess was the Penguin. A Knight's Tale. I've seen part of that, and that was pretty good. Seen part of A Knight's Tale, and The Patriot. He was really good in that. Some other ones he was in too. He's been in a bunch, and I can't. I'm just drawing a blank right now. So he was a good Penguin. Burgess Meredith was an awesome Penguin. Some people will argue with me that Danny DeVito was a better Penguin than Burgess Meredith, but to each their own. Same guy who told me that Danny DeVito was the best Penguin of any Batman movie of all time was the same guy that told me that Jack Nicholson was the best Joker of all time, and nobody could measure up to Jack Nicholson's performance. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to argue with you, but that's your opinion and I have mine, so it's all good. So I know I mentioned Mr. Cage a short while back, but do you remember what the time he was Superman? That's right, Nicolas Cage as Superman. It was the Tim Burton Superman Lives movie. I think they're talking about it, and then I don't remember if it ever came out or not. I remember they're making a big deal about it, but I don't remember if it actually ever came out. Or did it? I think it did. But yeah, it's just oh, okay. I'm looking right here. It fell. Okay, it fell apart. Okay, it never saw the light of day. There is small clips and stuff that came out on the internet of him wearing the costume and stuff, but things never really came to that. For some reason, I thought that actually was a movie, but I guess not. Oh, yeah, her site's not really that great. So it's okay. You can type all caps. Yeah, I was thinking of Nicolas Cage. No, he came close. Tim Burton was going to have him as Superman, but it never happened. probably a good thing. So probably a really good thing. Just seeing if I missed any comments. I want to be a good live streamer, and I don't want to. If somebody's saying something in the chat, I don't want to like ignore it, because I know I have done that sometimes, not on purpose, but sometimes people will be talking and stuff back and forth, and sometimes I miss that. Yeah, Superman Lives. That was the movie that he was supposed to do, but never came out. Yeah, something like. And then other movies, they're just fun. You know, they're not serious. Like we talked about National Treasure a little bit. Yeah, the movie just kind of never really got off the ground. That Superman Lives movie, but it's just like. I heard they're making it. I have not seen it yet. I will have to look for that. The Justice League. I remember watching the cartoon of the Justice League growing up as a kid. I remember the alien twins. Zan and Jaina, I think their names were. They're the Wonder Twins. They'd always touch their rings together. Wonder Twin power, activate. And the girl was always some animal that would always fit the situation. And the brother, he had a very limited imagination. He was always some form of water. Glass of water, a bucket of water, damp sponge, a wet washcloth. So the girl's like, Wonder Twins activate. Wonder Twin, eagle, or form of an eagle or something. So she'd be a bird. And then he's like, Wonder Twins, pail of water. And then she'd pick up the water and then dump it out. Or something. It was like, really? Come on, dude. That's as creative as you could get. Your sister's here being all kinds of animals to You being a bucket of water. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to look for it and see. So so that was with Ben Affleck as Batman, I want to say. And I forget the guy's name. Henry Cavill is Superman, and then Wonder Woman, and then the guy's Aquaman, and then I don't know if they had anybody else in there as part of the Justice League. Yeah, I was just looking at those. He looks kind of emo. He's got like dark hair and stuff, and it's just like he kind of almost looks like the character that played Loki from the Avengers. He's got like, I don't know if he grew his hair out longer or if that's just a wig. It's pretty funny. Yeah, good stuff right there. There's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Or the one where he has the thing of bees on his head, Wicker Man. I know too much about Nicolas Cage. Oh boy. Or should I say Nicholas Coppola, the nephew of Francis Ford Coppola, the famous director. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. You've been here for just about the whole duration. And I'm sure it's very late where you are. I appreciate you for coming on. And again, when we do these live streams, there's no set time limit for how long you have to be on here. If you need to leave and then want to come back, or if you just be on for a few minutes and have other stuff to do, or if you're on here for a while and you're doing stuff, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We enjoyed having you. Seriously, we enjoy everybody who's on here. So it's been fun. So have a good night. Hopefully you'll get a bit of better sleep. I know Tina was on here before, and I know she's been having a lot of things going on. So just keep her in your thoughts and prayers as well as Tammy. So good night, Tammy. we know what you meant. All the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Have a good night. So you're all his kid. So how about them? I was trying to explain to somebody a while back, because we were talking last time we were on here. That was just Wednesday. We were talking about old technology, cassettes. And then I was talking to somebody, they were talking about Blu-ray. I go, I remember Laserdisc, and I remember VHS tapes, Betamax. Who do you think I am, Billy Joel? Play us a song. Do I look like the Piano Man? Play us a song, you're the Piano Man. Play us a song tonight. I don't know the words to the rest of it. Something, we're in the mood for a melody, and something's making us feel all right. Sing us a song, you're the Piano Man. So, yeah, we were talking. Oh, someone was talking about Billy Joel last time. Yeah, that's what it was. And then we're talking about Piano Man and some of the other songs that people have messed up. Speaking of messing up songs, has there ever been a song? Have a good night, Mr. D. Has there ever been a song where you heard it, and for the longest time you thought they were singing, the band was singing one thing, and then when you came across the lyrics, you're like, oh, that's not what they're singing. Anybody have an incident like that? Or you'll be like, okay, I know they're singing this, but then you come across the words, you're like, oh wow, that's what they're singing. That's what they're singing. Yeah, I know quite a few people have done that. But sometimes it's good fun to mess with people too when they think that they know the song and you just tell them that it's something different. They're like, no, it's not. I go, listen, and then I'll like sing along with the song that's playing. They're like, then they start scratching their heads. That's always fun. I always like doing that. Like the old Go-Go song, "Our Lips Are Sealed." I had this guy. Hey, Juice, how's it going? So, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, so anyways, I had this guy convinced that "Our Lips Are Sealed" they're singing about a seal named Otis. Otis the seal. Boom, 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 boom. Otis the seal. And they're like, this guy's like, really? Oh, and then Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap. I said that it was Dirty Deeds and a Thunder Jeep. And there was these mercenaries that were going around in their Thunder Jeep, kind of like the A-Team helping people out. And so he kind of blamed me on that. So Otis the Seal, the Thunder Jeep. There's been a few other ones that I've done like that. But sometimes you'll make an honest mistake. You'll think they're singing one lyric and they're actually saying something else. You're like, oh, okay. And it kind of changes the whole song. You know, kind of like when you listen to a Pearl Jam song and then you have a lyric sheet and you go, oh, that's what Eddie Vedder is saying. Not like, but when you hear the lyric sheet and then you can start to decipher what he's saying, you're like, oh, I love Pearl Jam. They're great. But just sometimes Eddie needs to enunciate a little bit more. If he could do that, I'd appreciate it. The same thing with Creed, even though they're done. They played them on the radio the whole time. And now, when I see the word love, I pronounce it as lub. And he was like trying to copy what Eddie Vedder was doing, and then Eddie Vedder was doing his thing, and it just, yeah. So, yeah. A lot of words people need to learn how to pronounce correctly. So, yes. Oh, man. And there's some, oh, he said, what's one artist, either a solo artist or a group that you don't like? Hello, Red. How's it going? Hello, Red. How you doing, love? How's the wee lad? How's little Jacks? Play us a song. You're a piano man. Play us a song tonight. 'Cause we're in the mood for a melody. And you got us feeling all right. Am I the piano man? Or I'm just supposed to play? He's good. That's good. He's a cute little kid. Saw some of the pictures you were posting and stuff. I go, oh, yeah, that kid. He's awesome. See, we told you he was going to be awesome. And now that he's here, were we right or were we right? You know? Just wait till he's up on two legs, running everywhere. They can be. Yeah, they can be. But you know, if you're in the room with him and you go to do something, his eyes are probably watching you everywhere you go. They're locked onto you, saying, "That's Mom." And he's watching you. But yeah, he looks like he's a good baby though. So is he sleeping through the night yet? I know sometimes babies, they'll get on a schedule right away. Sometimes it takes a while and they'll sleep a little bit here and be awake and sleep and just kind of, and it's just kind of a matter of finding where their rhythm is and what works best. No. Okay, he's still young. He's still young. Some kids don't get into that groove for a while. Some kids get into it a lot earlier. It's just, yeah, he's only a month old, so give him a break, Wombat. Wombat wants him to go out and get a job and everything else. He's only a month old. Be nice to that kid. Earn your keep, kid. I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's only a month old. I'm sure he's grown a lot in a month. And you're probably like, because you said already he's already outgrown the newborn stuff. Or they do grow fast. Yeah. He's only a month old. When I was a month old, no, I'm just kidding. But I do remember when I was probably like about 4 or 5, I used to work in the garment district. I used to be one of those kids that used to climb in the machines and change the big bundle of thread for the ladies that were making all the garments and stuff. You've probably seen my picture. It's been like books and magazines and online. It's like in black and white. You trying to latch onto your nose early. Yeah, that's funny. He tried like grabbing your nose or like nursing on your nose. Because I know my sister, who's a lot younger than me, when she was an infant, she was nursing, and it was a Saturday, and it was in the summertime, and I'm watching TV, and I was laying on the couch, had my shirt off and stuff, sucking. So I had my shirt off, and I fell asleep watching TV, and I get woke up. My sister's like suckling. I'm like, hey, get off me! There's nothing there. She was trying to nurse because I didn't have my shirt off, and she just saw something that looked familiar, but was disappointed. I was embarrassed. She was mad. I'm like, hey, what are you doing, kid? Everybody I forget. I think my dad saw it or something. He was laughing. Yeah, he was hungry. Yeah, they eat a lot. These kids, they're hungry. They eat, and 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 they eat. And then they sleep. And they sleep. And they wake up and eat some more, and eat some more, and eat some more. So yeah. Yeah, it seems like they're always hungry. They're always wanting to eat. Then they turn into teenagers. And they eat even more. Yep. That's good that he's hungry though, and he's growing and stuff, and it sounds like he's doing well, he's doing healthy, and hopefully bigger bottles. Well, there you go. There you go. Just left. Okay. Yep. Probably gets fed a few times a day at least. Drains the bottle and just wait till he's able to start doing more stuff. He's gonna keep you busy. He's gonna keep you real busy. He's a little porker. They do that though, like babies when they're born. Sometimes they go through stages where they'll get real chubby, and then they get long and they start to get kind of skinny. Then you get like kind of word like, oh, what happened? And then they start putting on weight again and then go back and forth. And they just keep growing and growing and growing. But he looks great. A couple pictures I've seen of him, he looks great. Yeah, then they can tell you what they want, but then it's going to be after he's been talking, and he learns all these words, and they start putting sentences together. It's awesome. They learn words, and they learn how to associate words for different things and stuff, and that's great. And then they start learning more and more and more words. But then when they're about usually about 3 years of age, 2.5, 3, up into 4, it always turns into mom, 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 mom. Oh, it's all right. 7'1" at birth. It's good size. It's a nice, good size. I think that's about what I was. Mrs. Wombat was a little bit smaller, and our son was 6. What was he? 6'8", I want to say. 6'10". I think Mrs. Wombat was like 6'4", maybe. That's a nice size, though. That is a very good size. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, that is a good size. But he looks very healthy, which is good. That is a good thing. Oh, Nick was 6'13". Oh, okay. Maybe, were you 6'8"? Maybe you were 6'8". I'm sure there probably wasn't a whole lot of stuff that was done. A lot of people survived worse stuff. You were 6'5", okay. I said 6'4", but okay. I knew it was close to that. Yeah, I know that was rough. Very, very stressful times. So I mean, hopefully, usually when people smoke and stuff, usually just the kids are usually premature and stuff. But it sounds like that's not a problem for him. He sounds like was born at a good size, and he's making good progress, and just have to wait and see how things go. But we know that it was extremely stressful for you. I can't even imagine what that was like. Like I've said before, that's good. Yeah. So are you living with family now, or do I know for a while you were living with I'm so far out of the loop with everything. I know you're living with Theory's sister for a bit, and then it sounded like you're reconnecting with some of your own family and stuff. So hopefully everything's going good is on that end. I know it's still not easy being a young parent, a single parent, doing that whole thing. I remember that. Yeah, so that's for being 5 days early. I mean, it sounds like he was ready. It's like, it's good. But yeah, I remember that being very, very scary. Okay, so you did move back to New York. Okay. I wasn't sure. I mean, sometimes I read certain things and it's like I think I know, and then I realize the more things I think I know, I actually don't know. So I just wanted to make sure. But that was a very scary time. We're glad that everything turned out as well as it did, because that's yeah. So how you like New York now that you're back there? Has it changed very much since you left, or about the same? Supposed to be drinking more water, I know. But this tastes so good. Okay, 17th. Yeah, because my birthday's on the 18th. I know that he was like really close to being born on my birthday, and I remember it was early. But yeah, he was full term. So that's good. Oh, New York's still bad. So you must be close to the city. Because sometimes some places are better than others. I've been to New York a few times. Wasn't really impressed with New York City. Other places are better than others. And that's kind of how it is everywhere. Some places are good. Some places are kind of like, yeah, can't wait to leave kind of thing. But hopefully your things with your family and whatnot are getting on and getting better. Friday the 13th. Yeah. Oh well. Some people are really superstitious about that stuff. It's just like, to me, it's another day. It's 13th. Sometimes it's on a Friday, sometimes on a Thursday, whatever. But yeah, that was good. Oh, so you're upstate. Okay, that's not too bad. I remember people bragging about how great New York City was, and then I went there and I was probably about 14, where it was some big peace march convention that my grandma drug us to and stuff. And so I went to that, and it was like, I just remember we were there for a couple of days, and there was just bags of trash everywhere piled up on the street waiting for the trash man to come. And it seemed like he never came, and more bags of trash were stacking up, and it just seemed like there's a lot of people just rushing to go in a bunch of different directions all at the same time. It was just a very busy city, and it just kind of made me a little bit nervous. So, but yeah, Western New York, upstate. Okay, so it's pretty close to close to Pennsylvania and stuff. Drove through Albany once. That was pretty nice. Yeah. Like I said, I lived in Maine for about 2 years. That was pretty nice. And drove through Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, Connecticut, Delaware. So it's a city that never sleeps. Okay, 600 miles from the city. New York, New York. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Yeah, it's just a busy, busy city. People are doing all kinds of stuff, all hours of the day, all kinds of stuff's going on. You just never a dull moment there. It's never a dull moment. But sometimes it's just too busy. So I don't think you were in here. I was asking people if they were excited for fall to arrive, or if they're hoping summer lasts longer. Okay, it takes you about 45 minutes to get to Pennsylvania. Okay. Yeah. So 600 miles from the city, that is quite a ways. So that is definitely a ways away from the city. So yeah, some friends of ours are in I forget what part of New York they're in now. They've been posting stuff on Facebook, and they were traveling all over New York, and they were showing pictures of Niagara Falls and all that stuff. I was like, there you go. That's a nice, the nicer part of New York. You see all the falls and the trees and some of the other stuff, rather than just skyscrapers and concrete for as far as the eye can see. Every third car is a taxi cab. Oh, you hate fall? Okay. Some people love the fall. What's your favorite time of year? Winter? Spring? Summer? Okay. Yeah, our friends have been posting beautiful pics. And I know in the fall, I know where you are, you'll see the trees change color and different things and stuff. But yeah. Some people like fall, some people don't. Some people like the winter time. Yeah, Mrs. Wombat loves both fall and winter, the cooler seasons of the year. Some people like the warmer seasons. So okay, so you're 2 hours south of the Canadian border. Okay. So you're pretty much up in the same area where they are. She keeps writing that. She's been writing that all night. Mrs. Wombat hates summer. Okay, you like the summer. Okay. So yeah, some people like the summer, some people don't. So you like the summer and enjoy it. If you don't like the summer, other seasons are coming. So you just deal with it. You know it's gonna come back to being your favorite time of the year sooner or later. Yeah, I've heard of Buffalo. That's where all the buffalo live, all the bison. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I've heard of Buffalo, New York. When I lived in Maine, I was going to school because I was still in high school. And then one of the guys that worked for my grandpa, he had a shop doing tinsmithing, was actually from Buffalo. So he talked about it all the time and stuff. And I've seen pictures where when wintertime comes in Buffalo, forget it. Snow all over the place. Yeah, so you're real close to there, over the Peace Bridge, and you're in Canada. Yep. Heard about the Peace Bridge too. So, yep. But I'm sure the scenery's nice. Oh, Canada. Yeah, I've seen. Oh, okay. But I've seen pictures of the snow in Buffalo, New York, and I'm like, man, that is a lot of snow. That is some serious, serious, serious snow. And I can see why people would like warmer weather than all that snow. So, yeah, if you like the summer, I can understand why. But that snow, I mean, I've seen pictures of people digging out their cars under all kinds of 6 feet of snow. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's, yeah. We were excited when we got snow a few years back around here that lasted for 2 days. That was about 3 to 6 inches right after Thanksgiving. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Sometimes it comes before that even. Mrs. Wombat, she said she wants to live in Washington State. She likes all the trees and the greenery and stuff. Around where we live, it's the desert and everything's just dead. Sticks and rocks as far as the eye can see. Fog and rain. Yeah. But yeah, I know I lived in Maine. It seemed like the snow flurries would start around Thanksgiving, and then you start getting your first snow before November's even finished with, and then it starts to go away and comes back, and it's sometimes it'll snow even into late March and early April. Yeah, I was gonna say having anything going on, but yeah, MS. Yeah, I can. Wow, that's got to be rough. Yeah. Yep. Mrs. Wombat hates the sun. Angry face, angry face, angry face. Yeah, the sun is not her friend. She stays out of the sun as much as possible. So some people love the sun. She's never been a big fan of it all the time. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of the stuff that goes on with MS because Mrs. Wombat was originally diagnosed with MS before they did her MRI and found out that she had the Chiari malformation, which was her brain. But a lot of the symptoms from the Chiari are real similar. It actually imitates MS. So she's having a lot of the MS symptoms, but from the Chiari. And when they went in and removed the section of her brain that was causing a lot of problems and stuff, that made it so she can't sweat at all. Kind of like how a dog has to pant. She overheats real quick like that. And then, yeah, she used to be able to sleep really good, but it did something. It just like flipped a switch where she can't sleep hardly at all, won't sweat. Yeah. Yeah, most people, your body will cool down naturally and you'll sweat. And then if you can't sweat, if your body is fighting against itself with different things and you can't sweat, you can actually overheat and and it can actually kill you. It's like, it's crazy. But yeah, it's, you can only imagine. Yeah, it's probably bad. I know when we go anywhere in the car, we crank up the air and pack her in ice. You have a, I know a lot of people with MS have cooling vests. Do you have a cooling vest? Yeah, you wouldn't wish on anybody. That's true. But yeah, we've heard that a lot of people with MS have the body temperature regulation problems as well too. But I've seen some of those vests where you can put the little freezer packs in there, and it's supposed to help bring your temperature down some. Yeah. Yeah, it's no. I know. We knew what you meant. It's, this thing auto corrects all the time, especially if you're using a phone. Sometimes you go to type something, it's all, no, you meant to type this. It's just like, you're making me look like a dummy by putting the wrong thing in. No, we knew what you meant. Yeah. Yeah, the MS is two diseases. Yeah. And there's so many things that have sister diseases that go along with them. There's like something that there's a lot of things that I've learned about recently. Yeah, RA that Jen has. Okay, give yourself. Okay, yeah. Please don't do that again. Heat stroke is not good. Yeah, yeah. RA, and people have the the EADS, the Danler syndrome. Okay. You love air conditioning? Yeah. Yeah, there's the POTS and the EADS and there's a bunch of diseases that it's like, it seems like there's a lot of diseases and conditions you get that seem to bring on other secondary things that are just as bad as the initial thing that you get diagnosed with. And it's just like, wow, one more thing, one more thing. It's like, yeah, yeah, thermostat is bad. Yep, that's what Mrs. Wombat says. She says her thermostat is broke, or that they removed it. Yeah. And it's hard to get things regulated when things aren't working the way they need to be. And then you try to get along as best as you can, and then people a lot of times don't understand why you can't do this and you can't do that, and you need to think about what things you need to take care of ahead of time to make it so you can do things that other people take for granted. A lot of people don't understand. You have tremors as well. Yeah, I've heard that's pretty common, having those. Those are bad. I'm very grateful for my health each and every day, and I feel for people that I see going through all kinds of stuff. It's just like, yeah, I understand all that. I'm gonna experience it, but I understand what goes on, what things are triggering other things. Educated myself a lot when Jen had all this stuff going on, so learned more and more about diseases by her being sick, and And then seeing other people being sick, yeah, it's hard. It's hard being sick. And it's like when you want to do something, or if people, what's worse is you're already sick when you're 22. So you had it for 9 years. Yeah. It's just hard, and you probably know this is true. People will invite you to something, and you want to go to something, but you know that you can't go to certain things because they'll wipe you out. They'll do you in. And then when you turn down an invitation from somebody, sometimes people get offended, and like, it's like, you're not trying to be offensive. You're just trying to stay well enough to make it to the next day and to take care of your family and whatnot. So it's hard being sick, especially when people go, "Oh, I hear you have this thing," and they don't understand what it is. Even the stuff that Jen has, as much as I've read about it and stuff, it's like, I know like that much. I still have so much more to learn. Yeah, she was 32 when she was diagnosed, and she's almost 50. So, yeah, but no, she understands the point of view where you're coming from. It's not easy. People think that you should just be happy and everything's fine, and you should be just jumping for joy and everything else. But when you're in pain, it's hard. I see the stuff that Jen goes through, and it's just like, man, it's rough watching. Friends stop coming by, friends stop calling because you can't go out and do the things that they're doing. Hey, we're gonna go do this. It's like, you wanna come? It's like, oh, we really can't do that because we are limited by what we can do. And then they go and do it anyways, and then they get hurt. Yeah, Jack Osborne. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. And then it's just like people just, I don't know, they don't understand. And then they stop asking because they think that you don't want to do anything with them. They think that you've got a problem with them, or there's some beef, where that's not the issue. You physically cannot do what they're asking you to do. So you're just like, you become antisocial because you know what's going on. And it's just another thing too is Jen's dealt with IBS her whole life, the irritable bowel syndrome, ever since I think she said she was like 4 or 5. And then you go to get-togethers and people are eating a whole bunch of food, and she watches what she eats and stuff, and people are, why aren't you eating this and that? Don't you like my food? And she tries to explain, and they're like, roll their eyes and say, yeah, whatever, okay. And people stop inviting you to stuff. And then, your feelings get hurt because they're mad at you because they don't understand, or they don't want to understand, or they have their mind already made up that you're, I don't know, I don't get it. So you just start cutting people off because it becomes easier. Yeah, exactly. Well, you don't look sick, and it's like, what exactly is sick supposed to look like? Yeah, Jen had the IBS since she was 5 years old. She used to carry around Pepto-Bismol. When I first started dating her, she'd have Pepto-Bismol in her purse. I go, what's that for? She goes, my tummy. I go, oh, okay. And it's like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, I feel bad that she has problems and can't eat anything, but people are like, oh, it's like, you can't help what you're going through. You can't help being sick. You'd love to be able to do everything that other people are doing. And that's what makes it worse. You're already going through all these painful things that you're going through, and these, the autoimmune things, different things that both you guys are going through and other people are going through. And then you get guilt heaped on top of that because you can't live a life like people who don't have health issues. And it's just like, and it makes people feel aggregated and worse. They think you're lying. You know, they go, oh, you just don't like me. No, I'm physically not in a position to be doing whatever it is that you're being asked to do. It's just like, so sometimes it just gets easier to be antisocial. And it's not the best way to live, but you know, yeah, you guys are on the same page. You guys know what it's like. I remember before Jan had her diagnosis of everything that was going on with her, some lady told her one time that all these things that she was having going on was all in her head. And I wish we could run into her sometime and say, yeah, you're right, it was in her head. See, she had to have brain surgery. And the depression and stuff too. That's, yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm not going to say that you don't. I'm sure that you do. That was a very traumatic event that happened. You know, hopefully you're where you can get and talk to somebody when you need to. I mean, sometimes you can try talking, and sometimes it feels like it's not having any benefit at all. And the other times it's good just to have somebody know that you are there for them. I mean that they're there for you. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, that must have been horrible. You know, sometimes therapy works great. It doesn't work for everybody. And then sometimes therapy works when you find a doctor or a therapist that you connect with and you have something in common with. Or I mean, because you can tell there's people in the medical field that are just doing a job, and there's other people who are compassionate and care, whether they're doctors, people taking, running the x-ray machines, even people in the pharmacy. Some people are just doing a job, some people care. Oh man. I'm sure that was hard. It is sad. Oh, okay. Well, hopefully that'll work good for you. And again, hopefully, like I was saying, they get you in touch with somebody who you feel good being around. And, if not, then you can ask for another one or something, But hopefully this will be the start of trying to get through all that you've experienced recently. So I know lots of people on here and lots of other places have just been wanting nothing but the best for you, and we're sorry for a lot of things that have happened. They will, yeah. I mean, people have been diagnosed with PTSD for a lot less stuff. I've heard people being diagnosed for PTSD because they saw their neighbor's house burn down to the ground, even though nobody's in the house. But it just, and people respond different ways to different things. But that, having someone that you love and care for die right there in front of you, that's yeah, it's totally PTSD. But more than diagnosing you with that, hopefully they'll give you ways of being able to work through all that and get better. Yeah, it's been 4 months, and I'm sure it probably feels like it was just last week. It's going to take a lot of time to get through a lot of the things, and you're not going to get over it 100%. There's still going to be things, and like I said before, you just got to really focus as much as you can on the great memories that you have and the little baby that you guys share. Even though he's not there physically, you know that he was part of that baby, and a lot of his DNA's in that baby, and you're gonna look in that baby's face and see him every day. Yeah, I know. And it is gonna take time, and I really hope that you get a person who will give you the time to listen to you and help you work through these things that you need. And hopefully they'll get you taken care of. Sometimes they may have to prescribe certain medications to help you sleep, just deal with things. Sometimes that's a long-term thing. Sometimes it might just be a short amount of time. I don't know, but hopefully they can get you where you're able to just not think about it constantly, even though that's always going to be there with you, but they'll just help you be able to know how to think. Yeah, like what Mrs. Wombats said. Basically, we're just hoping you find a doctor who is extremely caring and patient. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're going to have those. You're going to have flashbacks. Certain things trigger it. I'm sure certain songs you hear on the radio, certain things you hear on TV, certain words, certain phrases, food smells, just all kinds of sounds, smells, things, colors. Things are going to be there, and you just really have to kind of really try to remember that even though he's not here, yeah, he's still okay. I'm sorry. I understand. Yeah. Oh, crying. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were cutting too. I mean, I've known people who've been cutters, and that's the way they have to deal with stuff temporarily. And it's hard. But crying, don't feel bad about crying. I mean, you love the guy. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious that you love the guy, and it is going to be a lifelong struggle. You guys were parts of each other that complemented each other, and part of you, a very big part of you, is gone. So don't ever feel bad for talking about it, and don't feel bad about crying. There's lots of things that do that. Like I've shared before, when my father-in-law passed away, we went. They were selling the house, and we went to help clean up the house before they sold it and stuff. Just moving everything out and just, you know, tidying up the place and stuff before they could show it. But there was so many times where I thought I heard him or saw him, and just, you know, certain, it was just, you just, your mind wants that person to be there. You know, even now I still think about him all the time. And there's days where Jen will be crying and it'll be an anniversary or something. 41, yeah, he was very young. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, and there's, you just need to learn ways that will help get you to tomorrow, and then the day after that. You know, I mean, just take it one day at a time. You know, that was, it's shocking and tragic when somebody that young dies, but to be there when they died and to be as closely connected as you were, there's going to be a lot of things that you need to work through. And there's going to be times where you think you've overcome something and you've slipped back to where you were, and you feel like all the progress that you made was lost. But don't feel bad. It's just, it's going to take time to get through all this. You never get over this. And I've told people before, because I hate when people say this, oh, you just need to move on, you just need to get over, regardless of how many years it's been. When you're close to a person like this, in the way that you're close to him, I thought you guys were married. I still consider you guys to be husband and wife. You know, so you lost your husband. People go, well, they weren't actually married. Well, you know, it's hard, and it's going to take time to work through all this. And but like I said, hopefully this doctor will be very compassionate and very caring, and will give you the things that you need, the tools that you need to just cope with it and get from one day to the next, and then from 1 week to the next, and then 1 month to the next. And it might be 10 or 20 or even 50 years down the road, and you feel like you're better, and then out of the blue, you'll just start crying. You'll be sobbing and bawling because there'll be something that'll trigger those responses, and that's okay. You know, like you said earlier, it's only been 4 months. You're doing really good considering everything that's happened to you. You're doing really good. So, I mean, you know, I want you to know there's a lot of people that are on your side, that are cheering for you. And, you know, there's a lot of people that they know what you're going through and they want the best for you. It does not get easier with time. You're gonna miss them every day. I think about my in-laws, which everybody says, oh, you should be close here. I was really close to my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. And my father-in-law passed away in 99, and my mother-in-law passed away in 95. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about them. And I know that Jen, who was the baby of the family, extremely close to them, thinks about them a lot more than I do. And it's, you know, there's times where I find myself just getting where, I mean, I kind of feel it right now a little bit, about just remembering some of the things that, you know, the good times we had, and it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have times where, you know, things hurt. Life hurts, you know, but like I said, you just got to remember the good times. Yeah, you were together for 4 years. Yeah, I mean, so, but yeah, I mean, you guys had built a life together, and you guys were working on things, but yeah, it's, It's, you know, life is hard. Life is hard, and you learn how to make it. You learn how to make it and take it day by day, just one step at a time, and just, you know, it's about all you can do. And it's understandable. It is totally understandable. You're on edge. Everything sets you off. It's completely understandable. It's way, way, way understandable. I've never been a mother myself, but I've seen mothers, just people who have been mothers before. Every baby, it's like there's a period of time where everything just gets to them, and then people who have various things that aren't mothers, things get to them, and then you've been through a lot. You know, you need to give yourself a break. It's okay. You just need to learn how to get through, you know, day by day, and you know things are going to frustrate you, and you just you're just going to need to find new ways of responding to things. It's all about learning how to respond to things rather than reacting to things, because it's easy to react. Just something happens, it sets you off, and you do something, and it takes a lot more effort. You have to think through things to respond, and it's not easy, but it's something that you have to just really work on. But like you're saying, it's only been a very, very short amount of time. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah. There's yeah. No, I know. Seems like you can never catch a break. Sometimes you see people and it seems like everything's so smooth for them. You go, why is things going so easy for this person over here? But then people like yourself, you're trying to do the right thing, and then your husband dies, and now you're having a baby by yourself, and then this is going on. Then you're having other illnesses coming on. Or I think of Jen. She hasn't been able to walk for almost 2 years. Her knee's messed up. Now her back's messing up on her. Her ankle's messing up on her, and other things going on. And then Juice with his legs, and there's just so many things that are going on. It's just like I think about all you guys, and I'm like, why can't anybody catch a break? But I know that you guys are stronger than most people. The things that I see Jen going through, and the things that I hear about you going through, and Juice and some other people, you guys are incredibly strong. Even though it might not seem like it, you guys are extremely strong, and your character says a lot about who you are and who you've become. You know, and it's hard. Yeah. Oh, 3 years. Okay. Yeah, it's been almost 3 years. She has a scooter that she rides around the house, and you know, and it's just, you know, we get so many things that we're dealt in life, and sometimes it seems like people get more than what should be their fair share, and other people seem to skate through life with not a care or worry. It's just like, I don't know. I don't have I don't have all the answers. Yeah, I remember. May. And May is, every time May comes around, it's going to be a very hard month. And I'm sure the 25th of every month is hard, you know, and losing your brother and then losing your husband, it's hard. It's hard in the same month. Jen had a niece who was an adult who passed away in February, and her mom passed away in February. There's quite a few years in between, but you know, February is hard, and then there's other months that are just hard. You know, birthdays, when birthdays come around, anniversaries come around, holidays. It's just, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, so hopefully, like we've been saying, hopefully the doctor or doctors, whatever they decide to do, that'll give you some help with this. Most importantly is just giving you some things that you can work with to process and cope with everything. And again, like you mentioned, time isn't going to take it away. It's just, and I don't think you'd really want it all taken away. Hover around. Well, I mean, if you need one, yeah, there's no shame in that. I know some people will say, I would never allow myself to get to that point where I'd get into that. It's like, if you need it, you need it. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, I don't know. It's just people think that if you're old, then it's okay if certain things happen to you. But if certain things happen to you when you're younger, that you know you're just faking or something. But yeah, she has a wheelchair. I push her in her chair in public, and then she's got a little battery scooter, like a Rascal or something, little 3-year-old thing that she rides around the house. She'll get up out of bed and scoot to the edge of the bed, and then put her weight on one leg, and then pivot into the seat. And then we've got grab rails everywhere, and I help her in the shower and things. So it's just it's dealing with what happens in life. Just, yeah, you've lost dexterity and stuff in your hands. Okay. Yeah, she's got a scooter like Bunny's video. And then, because you're saying you lost dexterity and you can't open jars and stuff. Yeah, it's like, for Jen, I think that's the strongest thing on her right now is her hands. Is like when I've helped her get out of bed, she'll grab onto my forearm real tight and stuff. And sometimes she'll actually leave bruises. But the rest of her whole body is real weak, and then her balance is just as bad. It's just these different things, they don't affect everybody the same way, you know. I think you just need to surround yourself by people who'll be willing to listen to you and let you not be so hard on yourself. You know, that's really the main thing, because I know sometimes people will say, well, if, you know, since you're so young, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And it's just like, you physically can't do any of the stuff. And again, like you said, it drives you crazy. But I think, and I really hope that once you see this doctor next month, that it'll be the start of better days for you. You know, I really hope that for you, that you'll get better days. And if they have to give you a prescription to help you sleep or whatever, there's no shame in that. You know, but you know, hopefully they give you stuff to just kind of be not as bad. So go ahead and use even the okay. Yeah, that's something to be aware of. Yeah, that's kind of what happened with Mrs. Wombat. Her balance is pretty much non-existent now. It's just like, it's really bad, and her legs are incredibly weak, and you try to do what you can, and then realize that, you know, your legs may or may not. Yeah, we get that a lot. Old people say, yeah, you know, I got those issues too. You know, my legs are not working as well as they should be. You know, it's like, no, it's not the same. You got old, things that happen to most old people. Your body started falling apart from use. Then both you, Red, and Jen, and other people, your bodies are falling apart way before their time. And it's just like, it's not natural. It's not the way things are meant to be. But you try to do as much as you can, and, you know, disregard what people try to make comparisons to you. And it's like, some people might say they see you with your hover around when you get it, or might see you walking with the cane or something. Oh yeah, I remember this and that. You know, one time I had an ingrown toenail and it was a lot of pain. I was on crutches for about a week. It's not the same. It's not at all the same. And sometimes people, I heard that, and it's, you know, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I'm really sorry. And apparently there's been falling outs with him and others and others and others, and, you know, I don't know everything that's gone on. I don't need to, but you know, we try to be here for people we can be here for, because we understand that, you know, we understand more than anybody that life is hard. And, you know, we like to be encouraging as much as possible. And sometimes people say things that they don't really think is going to have as hurtful as an impact as it does. So, I mean, you know, sometimes you put yourself out there, and you trust people, and you build a relationship with somebody, and then things go terribly wrong over things that were said that shouldn't have been said, and other things. And it's just like, so I don't know what to tell you there. I mean, yeah, I heard you had a falling out, and some things were said. So I don't know. You just need to take care of yourself. That's what I do now. You take care of yourself, and you take care of Jax. That's your two priorities. You and Jax. You know, if anybody else wants to come and be a part of your life and be helpful and productive to you, embrace that. People come in and try to make you feel bad about yourself or try to tear you down. You just got to close the door to them. That's, you know, sometimes things happen and I don't know. Sometimes you think you're going to be friends with somebody and then the friendship just dissolves. I don't know. I don't, you know, like I said, we have no idea what's Mark Fun Jones paints. I don't know. Yeah, exactly what Mrs. Wombats saying. That's what I'm trying to say. You find those who care about you, who want to support you, spend time with those people, people that lift you up, not people that tear you down. And at the same time, you try to do everything in your power to make sure that you're not coming across as somebody who's tearing other people down. So, Mark Fun Jones paints. I don't think I've heard of him. I know I watch this guy Cab 7 who does some painting, and there's a couple other people that paint, but I've messed around with like watercolors and different things, and it's like, you know, I can't paint. I mean, I can paint about as well as a middle school kid, I guess. I can draw a house and stuff. You can tell what it is when I try to paint something. You go, oh, okay, yeah, I can see it. But as far as being somebody that does stuff like AV and some of these other people on here, it's just like, nah, I appreciate what they do, and I recognize talent. And again, like Brett Michelle said, you know, be with people who care and genuinely care. Not so much people that tell you what you want to hear, but with people that you know have your back and people that are going to take care of you. Yeah. And I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying, you know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with any of that stuff. I mean, I know he's been through a lot of stuff, and I feel bad, but at the same time, I feel bad for all these other people. And it's just like I don't like seeing people make other people hurt. I really don't. I don't think there's a good reason for causing hurt in somebody else's life, regardless of what they've done to you. People in the past who've done me wrong, I've just cut them out. Will the door be open to people to come back to me? Yeah, but there's a level of trust that's been taken away that needs to be built back up. But sometimes there's people that just, they cut you off and they're out of your life for good. It's what it is. So yeah, I don't know what people are doing and people aren't doing. I just know that he's been hurt by a lot of people. Then when something happens to be not, I don't know. I can't speak for him. I'm not going to try to speak for him. I don't know. I just know that sometimes a lot of people will be hurt by other people, and sometimes it has a rippling effect, and then other people think people are mad at them. That's why I was trying to do a Google Hangout. I just want people to know that we're good with everybody. We don't have a problem with anybody. I have a problem with seeing people hurt other people, and I want to address the situation that's going on, but I'm not gonna say anything about any individual. If I have, again, like I said before, If I have a problem with somebody or somebody has a problem with me, come to me, talk to me privately. It'll be a discussion between me and whoever else it might be. If we can work through stuff, great. If we can't work through stuff, we just peacefully part ways. And that's all that's done with it. But yeah, we've known people that are like that. They go through stuff, they'll push everybody away, and then things happen and they come back. I don't know what's going to happen. We just try to be there for everybody and not take sides. Yeah. Yeah, I don't get all that. I mean, I have been in situations in real life where, I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. I used to work with part-time with kids at a church, me and Jen, high school kids. And we'd have kids that would come from families that were divorced. There's a couple occasions where the divorce happened right before the family moved to the church, and mom brought the kids or dad brought the kids, whatever, but then the kids will be there at something and mom will come to pick them up and mom will want to tell me about how horrible the dad is or the dad is so horrible. I'd have to stop and say, I'm sorry you're having trouble with them. Hopefully that'll clear up. I'm here for your kids, just helping your kids get through life. And that's what I'm trying to do with everything I do here on YouTube and Twitter. Just try to, again, I'm not trying to be Mr. Know-It-All. I don't have all the answers, but if I can encourage people, I'll spend all my energy encouraging people just to try to get through life one day at a time. So, I don't know. I don't know anything that happened. I don't need to know anything that happened between anybody. Again, my job here is to be encouraging to others. Yeah, you put people in the middle and just like, there's been some times where people have put me in the middle of their situation, and people that I was friends with that either broke up or got a divorce, and people that I was good friends with, and you just part company with both of them because they can't stop trying to put you in the middle. And after a while, you just get tired of riding the roller coaster and say, I can't do this anymore. If things change and straighten out, that door is always open, but for right now, I need to take a break. And that's just the way to handle. That's the way I think it should be handled. I don't remember who I heard originally say it, but I've heard it said many times that you should give praise publicly. Someone does something good, you should acknowledge it and give them props in public. If you want to criticize somebody, do it in private and be constructive with your criticism. Don't simply tear down people because you have an issue that you don't agree with how they're doing a particular thing in their life. But again, everything that's bad should be handled in private. Everything that's good and deserves mentioning should be taken public. So, what? I'm not laughing at the Sarah thing, but I'm reading what you read. You're like, oh yeah, I'm sore and this and that. But then you're saying, oh, I was out riding the four-wheeler the other day. Of course you're going to be sore from that. Oh, man. Red. What are we going to do with you? Where you out, mud bogging? Oh, yeah. Those four-wheelers will beat you up. Even me, a healthy person, I'll be feeling aches and pains from that. I know that a lot of people have been dropped and banned by a lot of people. I don't I don't understand any of it. So I don't know. I don't see the need for people to block other people, and it's like, and I know there's people who don't like me. I understand that, and there's people that that I will find myself not liking either. The people that I don't like, I stay away from, and hopefully the people that don't like me stay away from me. It's just that simple. It's just, it's just that simple. People want to be around, the door's open to be around. If you don't want to be around, no harm, no foul. It's just, I don't get it. I've never been a team player. Let me just put it that way. I've always been an individual, but yeah, tooling around. Just no. I know you've been hitting the jumps and everything else. You've been watching X Games or something. You're like, I can do that. Going off like 30-foot drop-offs and stuff. Showing off to your neighbors. Probably had little Jax and a papoose, like a little backpack wrapped around you, and he's got his little tiny helmet on. You got to use the GoPro so you get some good footage next time you're doing that. Yeah. We keep to ourselves, like Mrs. Wombat says. All through high school, I was a loner. I knew people knew me, but I could always tell where the drama was going to be, and I never chose sides, and I just stuck to myself. And I like to be here for people as much as I can, but but like I said, people don't want other people around. Whatever. Clicks never was part of a clique. Yeah, I hate them. Yeah. That's why I hear a lot of people on YouTube with all these subscribers and stuff calling people my legion and my people and my this and my that. And it's just like, no, I'm the Wombat. I'm Dave. You come, you talk to me. That's it. It's like I don't own anybody. Nobody owns me. That's it. Yeah, he's a little young for the 4-wheeler. Yeah. Okay, he's only a month old, so maybe by next month. No, just kidding. No, it's good. Yeah. Cult leaders. Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've seen cult leaders and stuff, and oh yeah, you're just like, I don't know. I've seen so many people on so many different websites and platforms, and you name it. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, I've seen lots of people say one thing and then do something else. Yeah. Dave's not here, man. Yeah, I used to hear that a lot as I was a kid. Hey man, Dave, what's your name, Dave? Hey, Dave's not here. But yeah, okay. Okay, I've heard that before. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dave's not here, man. So we were talking about steampunk stuff earlier, and I found my book, How to Make Some Cool Steampunk Stuff. Mrs. Wombat needs that hat and gun. I can see her wearing that. Yeah. She got the joke. But some of this stuff in here is pretty cool. This is See if I can find it. That's pretty cool. This is Dr. Visbon's high voltage electrostatic hand cannon, otherwise known as the lamp gun. Look at that thing. Oh man, some of these things are so funny. They're so over the top. And then somebody did this. This was actually pretty cool. Somebody put, see if I can find it now. Okay, somebody took an external hard drive thing, you know, the thing for your computer for backing up, and then they took an old book, and then they cut out the center of it. They took apart an old clock and stuff, and they put that on there. So their external hard drive looks like some old antique book with all kinds of gears and stuff on it. It's just a cool look. And then it has a spot on the side for your USB to go in and stuff. And see, there's a picture right there of the actual hard drive going in, and they made it like a wooden box. They cut out the center of the pages, so it still looks like a book, and then it plugs in like that. That's pretty cool. Your backup for your computer, but it looks like a book. Yeah, Mrs. Wombats more of the gothic scene, and I've seen some people mix the gothic with the steampunk. That's pretty cool. Where's those goggles at? There's some pretty crazy goggles. Yeah, gotta wear black. Almost everything she has is black. Oh, they're on the other chapters. Okay. What chapter is that? Chapter 10. I got this book off Amazon. It was like really cheap, and here's like a face mask that you can make out of stuff. There's like a little pressure gauge on it and stuff. All made out of leather. Interesting stuff. You need those when you take your airship way up into the clouds. I mean, they go very thorough into how to cut your leather strips and different things they're using. How to distress different things and antique different things. And there's a little bit better picture off the head so you can kind of see what it looks like. Mrs. Wombat says light black, medium black, and dark black. All the shades of black. Pale black, ultra black. Here's Mr. Vortman's armored pith helmet from London's finest purveyor of defensive and deflective haberdashery. It says that right there. That is a mouthful. Look at that hat. Spikes and a cannon on it. Don't point your chapeau at me, mister. This is pretty cool. I really want to make this sometime. It's like an arm with like a Gatling gun on it. That's pretty cool. I don't know what I'd do with it. I'd probably make some stupid video. But nonetheless, I think it's pretty cool. And the stuff when they're showing it looks really pretty simple to make. I mean, it takes time and stuff. And this is like, what is this? Oh, that's for putting your iPod or music player in. Okay, that's interesting. Then you make the case where you seal it up and stuff, and you have wires and stuff. You have a lot of cool stuff in here where you take new stuff and make it look kind of antique. See, there's your music player device. So anyways, all right, get back to that boy. Get back to him. He's probably hungry. Hopefully he won't try to latch onto your nose this time. Have a great night, Red. Thank you for coming. I know you've been real busy with everything. So, and again, you know, you can always leave me messages on my Twitter. So, yeah, the steampunk stuff's cool. I like it. I enjoy it. Anyways, I thought, well, I thought people were going to want to come on here. That's why I did Google Hangout. So I apologize if the picture has been less than satisfactory. I know just me being on here, it's kind of less than satisfactory. I get that. Hey, I see this every time in the mirror. I totally get that. But, you know, so maybe next time we'll have a panel, have a subject of something that you guys want to talk about. I thought people just want to come and hang out, which people did. Oh, it's not bad now. Okay. I thought, because before I thought it was like not as good and stuff. So I'm comparing what it looks like Google Hangouts. The image that I'm seeing of myself on Google Hangouts is really good. The image is sharp. It's not fuzzy. And then the image I'm seeing on YouTube is it's decent. It's okay, but it's not as bad. It's like the difference between seeing a picture on a Polaroid or a picture on your smartphone. So that's about what it is. It's just kind of like that. But it's not bad now. But if you go on the link that I sent you, you'll see there's a difference. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Like I said, thank you everybody who came by. I know people are extremely busy on Saturdays. Extremely busy. But I thank you for those of you who took your time to stop by and say hey and share your life with us. And that's what this is all about. So with all that said, I'm going to take my bats that I have here, find some string to hang them, so it'll be kind of probably in the background here flapping around or something. I think I need to move my camera a little bit further away to get more of this so you can see, and then I'll have the bats with a different background. You're back. You're back. Yeah, I was just getting ready to sign off. So what's been going on? What's been going on, Red? This is the other Red. We have I'm a Redhead, then we have Red Feather. All right. Well, good night then. We'll have to do this again real soon. Oh no. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll have to see what's going on. I know I got. I shouldn't say that. I got a bunch of stuff. Your internet sucks. Yeah, I get that. I get that. So, anyways, have a great night. Hope to see you soon. Hope to see everybody real soon. Have a good one. Good night, Redhead and Red Feather and everybody else. I think that's it. Yeah, just me and Mrs. Wombat left. So, all right. Have a great one. Again, like I said, thanks for coming by. Like I said, this stream, like I put in the description, hang out, have fun. It's okay to vent, but we're not going to get salty. We're not going to drag people. So, like I said, have a great day, great night, whatever it might be. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks. Good night, Bran. Good luck on your English paper. Hopefully you get it taken care of and you get a good grade. Move this around. I'll try to spend some time this weekend maybe and see if I can get OBS to work and maybe do some green screen stuff tomorrow or the next day or whenever, next time on here. Next time on here will probably be Monday with the guitar class, if not sooner. If you're interested in that, come check it out. And we'll be here, I know for sure, if everything's going well, no major catastrophes, be here Monday night at 7 p.m. California time and Wednesday for a hangout just like this one. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Try to be consistent. Try to do it that time. I know sometimes I get to be a couple minutes late. Thanks for putting up with me. Have a great night.